Maybe I'm not meant to love you. Maybe you were meant to run away. But baby, we ignored the issue.
Is it a stream that isn't Baldur's Gate? My goodness, what is the world coming to? It's been weeks, months. It's 10:13 here in South Korea. Welcome, one and all. If you're new, welcome. If you're not new, welcome back to the Everything GM broadcast. We're here with some D&D stuff, actually. It's just some tabletop stuff. It's going to be some analysis and some breakdown. There'll be some good chats here as well. So stick around. Make sure you have something to hydrate you, and make sure that you are feeling as stress-free as possible. And if you're not, that's okay too. Let me know in chat.
Maybe you were meant to run away. 'Cause baby, we ignored the...
This is Runaway by Jacksmore. Welcome! I need to update you about this. Right, everyone, I've just been laden with food. Helen went on a shopping spree while we were... Oh my god. She just kept taking shit out of her bag. It was like a Mary Poppins deal going on. There's a giant, like, thing of pineapple that just looks like this. It's just pineapple. And then there's a donut for me, which is always good. And then there's like bread, it's like a bunch of bread. It's all sliced, it was bought at a bakery. And then she just kept taking shit out of the bag. That's wild. Thank you. Thanks for doing shopping. You didn't have to do it at 10 o'clock, but I appreciate it. Damn. You must have got there like just before everything closed, right? Okay. Well, thank you anyway. Dudes, it is so good to be here and back. Oh my goodness. It is so great to be back. I have missed streams. I've missed just regular stuff. What's happening? Aircon? Okay, only for a little bit. Can you not open the window maybe? Or is it not cold outside? Oh, okay. For the oh, it rained? Oh, cool. Okay. Okay, cool. All right, we have double thingied windows, so you can't hear it if it's raining outside, unless it's like bucketing down, and then only you can hear a little bit. But yeah. Everyone, I hope you're doing okay. Let me know how your mental health is out of 10, and we're gonna do some OneD&D. If you don't know what OneD&D is, I'll get to it in a second. It's a D&D thing. So if you are a veteran of D&D, if you're a newbie at D&D, if you're someone who wants to get into D&D but isn't really sure how, this is gonna be a pretty cool thing for you to get stuck into, because it's not just this isn't necessarily a new player thing, but this is just an everyone thing. It's going to be the new like intended edition of D&D by Wizards of the Coast. So yeah, unfortunately, when it came out at like the worst time for Wizards. So now that Wizards is no longer in the line of fire for throwing their community under the bus, we can sort of look at OneD&D now, which I was. Fly? Yo! Yeah! Hello, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. It's so nice to see a new face. I've been used to the regular crowd of people who are nice too, just in case you thought that saying one thing about one person says another thing about another person. Hey. I think I was used to the new crowd. I was used to the crowd of Baldur's Gate people, so welcome. I'm so glad that you're... I'm not playing Baldur's Gate 3, so now you can be here. Yeah. Have you still not started it? Where are you right now? What character... Have you made... You've made characters with Ray, and then, like, what is the vibe of it at the moment? Like, where are you? What do you think about it? What's been going on? So I think I'm going to turn on something slightly more chill, royalty-free chill music. Let's see if you can find something. Chill, royalty-free music for 4 hours and 27 minutes. That should be good. Cool. This will be fun. Oh, very nice. This is good. I've started, but I haven't finished. Ray is playing Norrin. I'm playing Synesthesia. That sounds great. Not together, just switching back and forth. Okay, cool. Wait, oh, you only have one copy of the game, and you just kind of play it, like, whenever? Awesome. Druids are sick. They're fantastic. And I'm so happy that you're here for a OneD&D conversation, because holy shit, Fly, druids in OneD&D are amazing. And I mean, the druids are already amazing, but they're even more so in this one. You're going to love it. I'm going to start with druids because they're just so cool. Ray is further in, so I've seen some and not all. Okay. Druids always were sick. No, for sure. Like, yeah, I mean, if you need something done, get a druid. Do you need a tank? You have one. Do you need utility? You've got one. Do you need a healer? You've got one. Do you need DPS? Mm-hmm. Any strange, unorthodox solutions for puzzles? Just fly over the chasm, forehead. Yeah, so I'm going to start with druids, so don't go away. How's your mental health out of 10, my dear? And you too, Sylv. You haven't answered my question yet. And anyone else who's in chat at the moment as well. Druid tanks are, I mean, a moon druid tank is like unkillable. I'm pretty sure, like, especially if you're thinking high level, like pure mechanics, just high level unkillable. 100%. However, I will be taking OneD&D from a few angles. I'll be taking things from a mechanical angle. I'll be taking things from a new player friendliness angle. And I'll be taking things from a roleplay angle as well, in terms of, because I do believe that first and foremost, tabletop role-playing games are role-playing games before they are tabletop games. I think I think the number one priority of a game like D&D should be decisions that make sense in terms of creating a character, and then you can think about the sort of game mechanics of it as well. So we can, yeah, I'll have a look at that as well. Also, this is not just going to be me. Feel free to obviously give opinions and let me know. And also, you'll be guiding like what we do next. So let me know like what classes you want to see and what subclasses you want to read, because it'd be very boring if I just started at page 1 and ended at page, not kidding, 77, which we're not going to get to. So we're just going to do a selection. Yeah, like a 7. Okay. A 7 is pretty good. Ugh, out of 10, but I'm surviving. That's, I'm sorry that you're ugh, but to me, you are very not ugh, just for the record. Moon Druid and whatever fighter Manfred was literally untouchable. Cavalier, yeah. Cavalier fighter who can literally ride on top the Druid's wild shape is just insane. especially because you can transfer, like the Cavalier can transfer damage to them to their mount, and then the Druid just tanks it. So it's kind of like you're forcing the tank. It's insane. It's an insane combination. Yeah. Ah, goodness. All right. Well, I'm glad that you're surviving, Sylv. It was an accident too. We didn't even realize it would happen. Wait, for real? Oh, I thought you guys had planned it. It seems like the kind of wacky thing that Ray would plan. Hello? What's wrong? What do you need? Oh, I took it off. I was, Helen made me a wristband and she just asked where it was. No, I took it off. It was super ugly. I'm just kidding. It's beautiful, but I didn't want to wear it right now. I will wear it tomorrow, I promise. Okay. Right. We would plan that now, but we didn't think about it at the time. Oh, okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. Man, I remember that. For context, for anyone else, this was Manfred and Synesthesia were two characters in a D&D game that I was also a part of for a brief moment. And in fact, before Manfred was there, it was Synesthesia and my character. And before my character was there, it was also just Synesthesia. This was the first group I ever joined as a D&D fan. I'd always wanted to try. It was about 7 or 8 years ago now, which is actually crazy to think about. And then, yeah, I joined, and the campaign sort of petered out for a little bit, and then a couple years later, our DM brought it back with new characters, and, well, I mean, basically we took the old guard and brought in like 4 new characters and just smushed them together and saw what happened for a while. That was fun. It did also peter out as well, unfortunately, but it was fun while it lasted. And, it's not about the destination anyway. But it was great. It was my first ever D&D character ever created, and he was a Warforged gunslinger, and I thoroughly, thoroughly enjoyed it. He was... You know what? In terms of Baldur's Gate 3, he was kind of like Will or Karlach. Like, he was very hell-related. But he was more of a planeswalker kind of person. Maybe he was like a mechanical gith. Yeah, he was great. I really, really enjoyed him. Sin is still my baby angel. Sylv. Jesus. I mean, Sylv is also an angel. But Sin was really, really nice. I thoroughly enjoyed. I remember one of my greatest and earliest and great D&D memories was that Hart knew how to play the violin, and Sin knew, like, Sin was like just kind of walking beside him or whatever, and as they were, this was my first session, my first ever D&D session. I'd been text role-playing for ages, but I'd never actually voice role-played before, and it was very, very exciting for me. I was just nervous the whole way, but I wanted to like test things and see what I could do. And the fact that I could just speak and say, I do this, and it happened, and the DM described it, was like, I still can't tell you the sort of synapses that fired off in my brain when that kind of reaction happens. It's just the most gratifying thing to just have this picture painted in your head of something that you did, you know? Super cool. And they walked along a road. They were like up along a road. There was like a beachfront as well. And they were on their way to a camp. You guys had just left a city, and you'd met up with Hart like just on the road. He was just lost. And you decided to just walk together. He was like, yeah, I'm here. And we went on, I think it was like we were taking out goblins or something. And on the way there, Hart started playing the violin in very weird bardly fashion, considering he's a fighter. But he played a violin anyway, and I think Sin and him talked for a little while, especially because Sin is a druid, so like druids seeing a Warforged is kind of a trip. Yeah, that was fun. It was really, really fun. I enjoyed also because he's a gunslinger. He went into, when we take a long rest, we would set up camp, and then he would go into like sentry mode, which is what Warforged do. They don't sleep. They're fully aware. They just freeze up. And it literally just looked like Bastion from Overwatch, just sort of clunking up and turning into gut, because he would have his guns out and just wait there for the whole night. It was great. Hey, what's up, Raz? New things for good old D&D? Call me intrigued. And on that note, what a wonderful segue to take us into the theme of today, which is, of course, OneD&D. Now, if you don't know what OneD&D is, I'm going to explain it to you right now. Please let me know if the sound quality is fine. If I'm kind of cutting out a little bit, if I'm distorting a little bit, please let me know. Every time I listen back to the Baldur's Gate stuff, it's because my mic is right here, so I kind of like... It ends up distorting a little bit. So if there's any distortion, let me know. I'll just kind of move my mic away there. Ooh. Some good... Oh, some really, really soulful royalty-free music. Thank you very much, Spotify. So, OneD&D in 2022, I think, was the last time that it was released, and then it's been released like 5 or 6 times since then, just different playtests and things. This is the latest one that we'll be looking at, which was released in June of 2023, so this year, very, very recent. And it's called OneD&D because it is a follow-on from the latest edition of D&D, which is 5th edition, and it is intended by Wizards of the Coast to be their Dungeons & Dragons version. From now until eternity, this will be D&D. When it is released and it is fully official, there will be new books, there'll be new everything. It'll overhaul a lot of what 5e does. They're going to... Their mission statement on the makers of OneD&D, this mission statement, are basically to create something that is more new, player-friendly, but also pays homage to what came before. Some stuff that D&D 5e did that sort of dumbed down a lot of what people loved about previous editions is coming back. They're changing things. They are also modernizing fantasy, so they're making it less restrictive in terms of races and what you can do. There are things like, so for example, they're changing races into things called species, which makes more sense as well. And it also kind of avoids the pitfalls of equating fantasy racism with real life racism. It's kind of weird, and obviously some racist tropes that exist in fantasy species as well. That's a whole thing that's happening, honestly. And then mechanically, a lot of things are changing as well. So OneD&D is basically an attempt by Wizards to create a single edition of D&D, and that will be released in about 2024. I'm not sure when in 2024, but as soon as it is released, I will be looking over it, memorizing it, and then running a campaign with it. That's my plan for sure. That's my next campaign will be with OneD&D for sure. I think it'll be fun, especially because I love when I think about vanilla D&D 5e stuff. It's a lot of fun to play with, and there are lots of options that still remain. And I think veteran players can kind of forget about that. Because when you look at the wealth of homebrew content, you kind of go, oh, why would I ever go vanilla, you know? But vanilla stuff is awesome, and it's really cool. And I love going back to those basics because it feels safer. It feels like it's been better vetted and, like, better moderated. Oh, hold on. Thank you. I think... But as a veteran D&D player and GM myself, it is often I often get caught in the trap of just going full homebrew, and not just with like campaigns, because I prefer to homebrew my own stuff anyway, but the classes, the subclasses, the species, the abilities that you have. Like, I've got a lot of people that I know, a lot of players that really just they do more homebrew stuff than they do vanilla stuff, and I feel like that can sometimes make you forget what original D&D is supposed to be about, because homebrew can kind of get up there and get like all the way, like all over the place. So it's important to kind of bring ourselves back down. So my plan for running this thing with OneD&D is actually really great, because as much as I love homebrew, OneD&D is going to be refreshing enough that I probably won't need a lot of it. So I think I'm quite excited to just go with, this is the rule book, let's use this, you know, so that you're not inundated with options, which is another one of those pitfalls that I like to fall into, because I like to cover all the bases, as many as possible. And so when I look at the wealth of homebrew, I try and just collect as much as I can, and I end up just with full hard drives and exhausted brain. So yeah, I think when OneD&D comes out, it's literally just going to be, here's the book, very few, if you feel like there's something missing here, we can work it through. Of course, I'm not going to shut off homebrew, but like, we're going to just use this, and it's going to feel very relieving for me to just have one resource to go to, you know. That'll be really nice, I think. Not changing my name for now, I think. Lol. I wrecked the Emperor in a turn. Oh, God. Anyway. Looks at Enderos. Well, I mean, yeah. So I'm talking about the kind of players that are in Enderos. Like, I know them. They're my friends. So I know what they're like. And almost no one in there actually, like, wants to do vanilla stuff. I know that Duddles is probably, when I think of someone who is just not, someone who's just always looking to bust out of vanilla stuff, vanilla constraints, is Duddles, who definitely just wants to make homebrew stuff a lot, which is great. I think he should just be a GM. I definitely think that would be a great fit for him, to be honest. Especially for creating stuff, like, that would be awesome. To be fair, that campaign is not D&D. We just use the rules as a very basic frame. That is what people say. I mean, I know that's what you guys have said, but, like, I mean, you're not. What other systems are you using? Because, like, that, I feel like narratively, if you're if the system you're using mechanically is D&D, then you're playing D&D, right? Like, even if narratively it's a homebrew world, that's like homebrew D&D, you know? Or is it? Are you just doing other rules? Because if, I mean, yeah, I don't know. Would it still? So it is just like, are they brand new rules? Are you like changing a lot of? Are you changing anything about core mechanics or anything like that? Because I am actually genuinely interested in that. While you're typing about that, let's get into OneD&D. As the planned definitive only edition of D&D from now from when it's released into the future, there have obviously been a lot of changes. So we're going to take a look at those right now, and we'll get started. Prepare for a blast, because it's a white page, so we're gonna have fun with that. Here we go. Right. So what's inside? 7 classes, spells, and feats. There is actually more, I think. Hang on a sec. We go OneD&D. I would love to... No, not the PDF. I have the PDF. I would like to look at something else. r/OneD&D. There's something that I'm like... something that I'm looking at here. Oh shit! OneD&D playtest 8. Damn. I need some links, bro. Okay. So... Close the Marshall versus Caster gap. Monster design. Oh, there we go. Okay, cool. So the playtest materials are here. So I think what we're first going to do is we have the entire resources. We have all the resources right here. And I think I am definitely going to join this community as well. Boink. So, so what we're going to do first is I'm going to look at the Druid class, because that's what I saw, and I want to just kind of give an example of how things are changing. And then we're going to go here, and we're just going to... Hello? Sure. What? Oh, you made one. Oh, cool. Okay, sick. That's awesome. All right. She made her own, like, bracelet to match mine. Now we're matching. It's very cute. So after I've done that, we're going to go here, and then you guys get to choose what we look at from 2022. I was right. It's from August 2022. And we can go from character origins, expert classes, cleric and revised species, druid, paladin, player's handbook, player's handbook, player's handbook, and then bastions and cantrips. So yeah. Okay, here we go. We've changed the action economy. Your utility action was something that I was working on when it was then fully announced, and I've officially stolen it. We're keeping most of the spells for now, but we've removed a fair few of them and want to make new ones. You've removed some? That's very interesting. Have you removed save or suck spells like power, word, kill, or are you removing things that you feel wouldn't work for your world, or how does that work? We also went through and changed the wording of some. Oh, I mean, I feel like, yeah, for sure. If it doesn't fit the nature of your world, then you would have to change the wording. What I'm going to be doing in this is the D&D campaign that I would like to run is based on my own world as well, where magic is related to music. So I'm going to be changing a lot of the flavoring and a lot of the wording of spells to suit that as well. We have a Google Doc of spells. We're meaning to use Cypher as a guinea pig once Ray gets like a week to sit down and play with changing just everything about the way dice are rolled. Oh, okay. Because I know Sherb would like to try something other than D20, and Ray wants next campaign to be even less 5e based. I mean, if it would stop being D&D if it was not using a D20, I think. I feel like that's what would be... Well, look, it's an opinion, right? So I think that for me, it would be like... I think the official not D&D threshold is like, we should not use D20s. Like, hey, there's a quack going on. Oh my goodness. There's a quack in chat, and that means I should instinctively look at Discord, and I'm correct because someone is here. Hello.
Somebody ring the Dinkster.
Oh my god, 2 people are here. Hello, are you ready to learn about druids?
Sure. Do you want to like stream on Discord?
Yeah, I'm gonna do that as well.
Oh no.
Say hi to Duddles and Ash and Sylv as well. Say hi, chat.
Hi.
Is the finish.
Okay. It's more about what fits in the setting. Yeah, that's what I was... Yeah. So, like, there's, like, basically no resurrection magic, and the only very limited kind that exists is only 9th level. I quite like that. I think that's quite cool. One of the things that I was definitely looking at was actually... was making... I like the idea of class... I still like the idea of classic D&D that... that there is something that is very possible about if you, not if you're powerful enough, but you could find someone who could resurrect someone who's been dead for a while. But I guess if you make it too available, it may certainly cheapen some stakes. But I do think that stakes exist beyond just the threat of death as well. So yeah, I do like the idea of making resurrection less readily available. We also removed traditional class barriers for spells. Oh boy, Fly, do I have a thing for you? Segues are weird. Let's go to OneD&D and tell you that one of the biggest things about OneD&D and their spells is that they have now...
Yeah, they're not barriers are removed now.
They have 3 different spell classes instead of... 3 different spell lists. Instead of everyone having their own...
I think it's
spell list, like cleric spell list, druid spell list. They have 3. They have primal, arcane, and divine. And so if you are divine inclined, if you get your powers from some kind of deific thing or deific entity, you get the divine spell list. But if you are a primal kind of thing, if you're a barbarian or a druid or a ranger, you'll get the primal spell list. And if you're arcane, if you're like a sorcerer or a wizard or whatever, then you'll get it from the arcane spell list. Very, very cool. Hey, Rain's here too. What's up? Yeah, so it's very cool. And with that, let's get into it. So I'm going to start with the druid. We're going to go down here. There are 7 classes in this one. I believe this is playtest number 6, yeah? And there are some spells and feats, but you guys can look in here if you want to do more. I will link this. Ravni's not in this stream. Don't summon her. I will be linking this to everyone, and so you can have a look at this as well on your own time. I'm gonna put this in the Discord right now. We're gonna put it in the D&D channel for OneD&D. First is gonna be this one that I'm looking at right now, and then it's gonna be a link to the OneD&D subreddit, which I will put in that chat right now as well. So you guys can just check that out at your earliest convenience, and there we go. Can't wait for the OneD&D and OneD collab. What? I hope druids are good. I truly believe they've had a really, really refreshing change to them. And I know exactly, if you're a fan of druids in D&D, I know the exact moment that your jaw is going to hit the floor when you see that. So, okay, we're gonna start with druids. So, let's see here. There's some bard stuff, and then we'll go to there's the College of Dance for bards, and they've also created a new subclass for druids, the Circle of the Sea, which I would be very interested in testing because I'm
College of Dance is definitely what my Final Fantasy character is.
Oh,
Yes.
I've had a read through it. It's very nice. It's very nice. Okay, so let's start with Druid. Right. So first we'll look at the table quickly. Everything here is pretty much the same. Proficiency staying the same. The core of D&D I think is remaining, but your spells are still staying the same. But I'm not sure if the wild shape count changes. But you'll see there are some other things that have.
Oh wait, yeah, it does.
Yeah, you instead of.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah, you get. I think you'll spend most of your time in the game with 3 wild shapes per long rest, and then you'll get 4 when you get to like god levels.
Yeah, in original Druid, it was always just 2. You never got any more.
Was it always 2?
Always
oh,
2.
Wow. I can't even
Granted,
remember.
it was short rests. Short rest recharge, but it was always 2. It never changed.
In mid-level D&D, you'll be spending most of your time with 3, which I think is a really, really nice change.
Which is just 1 or 2 more is just nice. You know what I mean?
They've also revamped some of the wild shape options, so we'll get into the details of that later. But basically, it's no longer just you can turn into anything, which I think the way that I'm saying it in a very general sense might not sound like a good thing, but we'll wait until we get there.
Yeah, short rest was only Moon Druid as well.
Yes, I think it's everyone.
Pretty sure because
the wild shape has always been short rest, but Moon Druid gets to it as bonus action. That's the difference.
And
sure?
this is the moment where
sure.
where your jaw will hit the floor. So hold on, let's read the blurb first because I'm doing this from a roleplay perspective and seeing. So, Druids belong to ancient orders that call on the forces of nature, harnessing the magic of animals, plants, weather, and the 4 elements. Druids can heal, transform themselves, and wield elemental destruction. In other words, they can do everything. And if you
freak people out with weird necromancy.
Correct. Because the necromancy the druids have is mushroom necromancy. Revering nature above all, individual druids gain their magic from a nature deity, from nature itself, or both, and they typically unite with other druids in performing rites to mark the passage of the seasons and other natural cycles. The ancient druidic traditions are sometimes called the Old Faith, in contrast to the worship of gods in temples and shrines.
Quickly be about, I'm going to get some breakfast.
Druids master primal magic, which is oriented towards nature and animals, the power of tooth and claw, sun and moon, fire and storm. Druids also gain the ability to take on animal forms, and some druids focus on this practice even to the point where they feel more natural in an animal form. For druids, nature exists in a precarious balance. The 4 elements that make up a world, air, earth, fire, and water, must remain in equilibrium until the Fire Nation attacks, of course. If one element were to gain power over the others, the world could be destroyed, drawn into one of the elemental planes, and broken apart into its component elements. Thus, Druid oppose cults of elemental evil and others who promote one element to the exclusion of others. I cannot wait to get back to this classic D&D lore. I'm so excited. I think
This is why we must stop Sozin of the Fire Druids.
Sozin of the Fire Druids. Very cool.
Beautiful.
Rain scrolling down straight for Rogue. Alright, if you find anything interesting, let me know. So, druids are also concerned with the delicate ecological balance that sustains plant and animal life, and with the need for people to live in harmony with nature, not in opposition to it. Druids are often found guarding sacred sites or watching over regions of unspoiled nature. But when a significant danger arises, threatening nature's balance of the lands they protect, druids take a more active role as adventurers who combat the threat. Okay, now, very quickly, we're going to look at the change notes, because these are the basic changes for druids, right? The main updates in its class since the last playtest, and there was one before it. Like there was a druid PDF in the 4th release of OneD&D, but this is enough because this gives you like enough updates anyway. Okay, so here we go. Channel Nature has been cut in favor of restoring Wild Shape at 2nd level. So they had something called Channel Nature, which is kind of like a Channel Divinity for clerics. That's been removed. It's just Wild Shape again. Because sometimes it's good to not fix what isn't broken, essentially.
Yeah.
Druidic now, which is the language that all druids know, now also make sure you always have Speak with Animals prepared, which is huge for druids.
I mean,
I'm back, and can I just say that should have been like a default anyway.
Exactly. Like, how did you not think of this already? You're a druid. Imagine being like, I am a paragon of nature, and yet I still kind of like squeakity squeak to mice and they can't understand me. It's
I still think it should just be an always-on thing, though, and not something that's like... It
Yeah.
depends on the campaign.
Yeah, I think it depends.
I think it really should, should be a thing that's just always on, kind of like a bit like Baldur's Gate 3.
I wouldn't be opposed to having it always on, yeah. Especially
But it depends on the campaign.
Well,
sure.
they might just change it for OneD&D here because they've changed spells. So, you know what we can do? Let's see if Speak with Animals is here. Mastery properties.
Oh god, there's weapon masteries now, which is so nice.
Yeah, dude. Oh,
Fighters be like... Ooh.
So excited for that. Knocking out a creature, ritual casting. Wait, were there spells in here? I thought they were. They were supposed to be.
If you do like Control F and like...
spells before feats, I think. Yeah, let's go. Oh, here's Rogue. Yeah. Speak with Animals. Oh, there we go. Okay.
Yeah.
So...
Is it not?
I don't
Hello?
think it gives details.
Oh, wait a minute. No, it does. It's just here.
Oh, it's just listing what's in the spell list.
Oh, okay. Okay, all right. Never mind then. We're good. Okay, we'll go back to it in a second. All right.
I think Rogue actually uses sneak attack dice to like cost sneak attack dice to do certain things now.
That's so
which
interesting.
Is really cool.
Okay.
But we'll get to that.
Rogue's getting to do more is really interesting. Okay, cool. Primal Order is now a first level feature, which is not your Druid Circle, because that's still third or second, I think. But Primal Order lets you improve your armor and weapon proficiencies or your spell casting. So you know how, and this happens for all classes. So you know how classes basically get a bunch of weapon proficiencies and armor proficiencies, and that's it. From the word go, when you create a character in this version, you get to specialize a little bit more into if you want to be a spellcasting druid or a more armor and weapons druid.
Real quick, MJ, can you just hover over the weapons proficiency real quick? Just highlight that.
Yes.
Thank God.
Oh, this one. Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Druids can use bows now, guys. Because before they had a really esoteric list.
Let me show you. Hold on.
They couldn't use bows, but they could use scimitars for some fucking reason.
Hold on. So these are your weapon proficiencies in 5e. Clubs, daggers, darts, javelins, maces, quarterstaffs, scimitars, sickles, slings, and spears. No bows, despite the fact that they're made out of wood.
You don't need a bow if you can use a sling, okay? They're basically the same thing.
Do you know what's wild though? What's
the shape?
I always found this painful when I was creating a druid because I was like, oh, I'm creating a druid, and then I got to weapon proficiency. I was like, okay, here we go. Clubs, daggers, darts, javelins. I'd memorized the list as well because it's very similar for sorcerers, I think.
Yeah, I also appreciate
and wizards.
That, armor is now just light armor and shields. There's no weird distinction. It has to be metal.
Yeah.
That can be up to you.
Yes, it can be up to you for sure, which I really, really enjoy as well. Yeah. Okay, so for example, I'm gonna talk about Primal Order in a second. It's really big though. It's really, really, really big. Okay. And this is the jaw hit the floor moment. Wild Shape has returned to second level. The feature has returned to using beast stat blocks and has new rules for how you interact with those stat blocks. In addition, using Wild Shape is now a bonus action for all druids, and swim speeds are available from the beginning.
Oh, thank God.
And do you know what's wild about this? Is that the first thing I thought when my jaw hit the floor for this was, holy shit, that's big. And the second thought was, how are they going to buff moon druids to be worth it now? Because especially if that's like their main thing.
That makes Wild Shape like animal forms just nice to use for any
so much more useful. Yes. But like, I'm also thinking like, how are they doing this to like make moon druids stand out more though?
Maybe moon druids can stay in their wild shape longer.
They can also turn into I'm not sure about the duration, but they can turn into better creatures, which they always could do, but also we'll get there. But in short, when you transform as a moon druid, you get temporary hit points in your wild shape form on top of the hit points of the original animal. And those temporary hit points are equal to the animal's entire hit point pool or 3 times your druid level, I think.
Whatever's lower.
Whichever one is lower, yeah. Which is absolutely insane.
So the spellcasting change, I think, has been pretty much changed for everyone. I don't think spell preparation is now tied to level of spell
spellcasting is one noteworthy change. Spell preparation is no longer tied to the level of your spell slot. Yes.
Class, yeah.
Yeah, so you can just prep.
So before, druid was wisdom modifier plus druid level.
Yes.
I think. Right?
Yes. Now
it's just a set number, like kind of like a sorcerer.
Yes.
And I think every class is like that now that it has spells.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is all right. But,
I'm fine with it.
I'm fine with that, really.
Yeah. Wild Resurgence has moved from 15th level to 5th level and has been redesigned. The new feature answers the desire to have more flexibility between using wild shape and spells. The Wild Resurgence is an option. Oh, Jesus. Wild Resurgence is an option for druids to let your wild shapes fuel your spell slots and to let your spell slots give you back wild shape charges, which is absolutely huge. I really, really love it. Elemental Fury, which lets your strikes do like magical damage or whatever, is a new, or no, you do like extra acid damage or something, is now a 7th level feature, allowing the druid to increase the effectiveness of their cantrips or their attacks with weapons and wild shape. This is a cleric. This is the cleric divine strike, basically. It's just a level earlier.
Nice.
Commune with Nature is a new 9th level feature. Basically, you always have Commune with Nature prepared, which is great. Improved Elemental Fury is now a 15th level feature, improving whatever 7th level option you took. And Archdruid now includes the ability to turn unexpended uses of Wild Shape into a spell slot. It's also returned to 20th level, replacing Epic Boons. That's something that happened to everyone. Okay, so have a look here. Everything stays the same for this. Was intelligence always the wisdom? Was always the saving throw of a druid?
Yep.
Okay.
Intelligence and wisdom.
Okay, cool. All right. Just some. I mean, we've done this already, but just simple weapons is just incredible. It's just absolutely incredible.
I don't know why it's intelligence, but you know.
Yeah, it seems weird that druids are.
Dex and wisdom would make more sense to me, but I guess they wanted to give one that wasn't. Powerful.
I think intelligence is a very largely underserved stat in D&D, which is probably why they're giving it a little bit more of a buff here. Also, intelligence handles things like nature and religion, which would be good for some druids. So anyway.
Yeah, but saving throws in particular.
Yeah, that's true. All right. So essentially, yeah, blah 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 blah. Spell slots. This is for multiclassing. All right. So Druidic, the secret language of druids. This is 1st level. And then you always have Speak with Animals prepared. You can use Druidic to leave hidden messages. You and others can spot such a message, but anyone else can make a DC 15 investigation check, but can't decipher without magic. This is such a lovely way of wording Druidic. When I saw it earlier, when I saw it for the first time, I thought this is a lot of words. You could maybe condense this. So I like how they've condensed it here. And then you can choose Primal Order, which is basically letting you, from level 1, letting you choose, are you going to be a martial druid or a spellcasting druid? If you go with spellcasting, one extra cantrip. Just wait.
My God.
You get an extra cantrip.
I saw the last bit.
Yeah. And your mystical connection gives you a bonus to your intelligence, your nature checks, which is including to your wisdom modifier. So basically, you get to add, like expertise in nature, which is so cool because druids, whenever I played druid, nature was always the one thing I'm like, I should be good at that, and I'm not because intelligence is my dump stat, which it always is.
That makes me so happy because it is so annoying when like intelligence nature is tied to intelligence.
Yeah.
It's the same thing where
no sense.
Religion is also intelligence.
Yeah.
So as a cleric, you're like, well, I'm shit at religion, but I'm a cleric, so
yeah.
I hope they do this for cleric as well. Anyway, and then you can choose Warden. Train for battle.
Really like these.
You gain martial weapon proficiency and medium armor training, which is just every weapon. So you can be a druid who's proficient with every weapon.
That's a thing, actually.
As if druids needed more fucking utility. Now you can
That's a
just
point,
use
actually.
every weapon. That's crazy, dude.
So before druids had light, medium, and shield, but now it's tied to whether your
Yes.
primal order is.
Yeah.
Okay,
So usually it's
interesting.
only light. If you're a spellcaster, you get
But
only
you also
light
get
armor.
martial weapons now, which is insane.
But now martial weapons is a huge buff. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, that's awesome.
I don't know what most things mean, but they seem good. Moose, please be more specific, and I'm happy to explain things. I'm a teacher. I'll happily go through things again.
Druid with a great sword in scale mail.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah. And your scales are
no
made of,
need to multi-class, by the way.
and you can wear it, but because it's even though it's metal, but you can also say it's fish scales instead of actual metal scales.
Well,
Fucking cool.
I never understood the whole metal restriction.
It's-
It's,
it- you know
not
what it
like
is?
metal is unnatural.
Yes, I agree.
It is a ruling from old editions that
Yeah,
they
it
just
is.
kept for some reason.
I think it's a ruling from like lawful aligned druids who are like,
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
stupid.
okay. All right, so let me see
Does it
here.
make sense though? 'Cause,
Right.
Like, what's the reasoning behind it? Like, because
I'm
it can't be
guessing-
because it's like man-made. Because all their armor's gonna be man-made.
The
Yeah, I'm guessing because like
Because
Uh,
if it's not
worked.
like natural materials,
Yeah,
you
like
can't
worked.
touch
Metal is a natural
It
material.
is, I know,
though.
right? Exactly.
yeah,
Go
but
Sil.
worked metal.
yeah.
It makes no sense.
Not as
But
natural.
leather armor
but
is
yeah.
worked leather.
Yeah,
worked
yeah,
hide.
Yeah, there,
Literally.
yeah, there we go.
Even
yeah.
hide armor is worked hide because they have.
True.
So if I can play devil's advocate for a second, I will say that
No.
when you, well, this is my stream, so get fucked. when you
We all know I'm the most popular. so-
that's fair. When you make something out of metal, it requires a forge. It requires a lot of heat to be expended, a lot more than the process for something else, and it also requires you to have to sort of convert some kind of natural thing into something that is considered by a few hardliners to be unnatural because you've worked it in a way that is like bent out of shape. However, I think one of the most important things is that there is a lot of waste at the end of blacksmithing in the form of slag and in the form of other things that could be considered not a good thing for druids who are trying to like protect the balance of nature. And if we take this to a more industrialized level, a druid would take one look at a blacksmithing factory churning out steel cuirasses for a city guard watch and be like, that's gross. I don't want any part of that. So I get the vibe on a bigger level, but I think if you want to link a little bit of like steel chains to your armor, I don't think you should be forbidden from doing that. And I don't think your magic should stop working if you do that.
Yeah.
So it's like a druid would go to like an artisan blacksmith solely,
Yeah.
and not a.
Yeah.
Bro would
make
like
that
wear
exact-
studded leather armor, and he looks down, and these little metal rivets are causing him to not use any magic.
Yeah,
I'm like, oh,
yeah.
that's tragic.
And you can make
Yeah.
that same argument with like a mass-produced like leather armor factory that
I guess you
literally.
No, here's the thing, right?
I think
Rules
you
is
could,
written,
yeah.
armor metal prevents you from using magic. Okay, what about weapons? I can
Yeah,
use a metal
yeah.
weapon just fine.
That
doesn't make any sense.
That actually, yeah. By what logic are they allowed to use metal weapons?
No, it's fine.
I mean, technically they're not. Druid weapons should be made out of bone, I think.
All right.
But that's
yeah,
why.
but like rules is written, they're right there. The
Yeah,
armor is
yeah.
the metal part. The weapons don't care.
Yeah, I think.
Which is like, huh?
No. But by the way, you are 100% right, Ash. It shouldn't be a restriction that is like mechanically there. I think that should be a decision that the druid makes or that the player makes. Okay.
Yeah, like how the world works.
Right, so
world building stuff.
Moving on for spellcasting, you get.
And yeah, what Rain says, just cast heat metal to make all your like
True,
armor and weapons.
true.
Don't need a forge. Heat metal. Fuck.
True.
Done.
Yeah. All right. So when you get a druid level, you get to replace a cantrip. That's quite fun. You get more cantrips. Cool. And then I'm pretty sure spells haven't changed. I'm just going to quickly run through
What
these.
I like.
They give
is
you
that
suggestions
these-
at the end, though.
They
This
give
is
you
quite nice.
suggestions
Yeah.
for people who are new. They're
Yeah.
like, okay, we'll pick these ones.
So instead of choosing from the giant list, you can choose these.
And
four.
honestly, they're very good suggestions.
and
actually.
they are very solid druid spells. Yeah.
They're not like awful spells.
Okay,
you know what I mean?
so number of spells on your list. I mean, I would argue for a new player that no spell is awful if you find a creative use for it. Also, Fly says, Duds, if you want me to... Okay,
Yeah,
you're there. If you want me to reply, you're going to have to text me on WhatsApp. Okay. Oh, you're in the library. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, so you're on the primal spell list, which shares... So the druid shares the primal spell list with rangers and barbarians, and anyone else who uses like like nature cleric, I think, would have access to the primal spell list as well. So yeah, it's quite fun. Okay, sweet. Then prepared spells. Whenever you have a long rest, you can change your list of spells, and it's 1 minute per spell level. This I'd actually like to bring back to D&D. I think a lot of people miss the whole meditation that comes from preparing your spells. I think it'd be quite cool to just kind of at least tell your character, like, you know, you take some time to meditate for a while. It takes you 10 minutes.
If I'm
to
honest,
prepare your spells.
I like the meditation taking time, but I don't think it should be part of a long rest. So say like, I don't know, you want to maybe make the meditation longer, like 10 minutes per spell level, but then you could do it as part of a short rest.
Do you want to re-prepare spells every short rest?
Maybe.
That's a pretty big leap. I know that it if we were to do it as often as Baldur's Gate, it breaks. I don't think I would ever go that far. I do like the idea of choosing your spells at a certain time and going, I'm gonna have to, you know, this is what I have for the day. But I think I would be interested in testing the short rest preparation as well. At the very least, I would say, because a short rest is up to an hour, maybe I would give it like a limit. You can change 2 spells or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. Right, so Wild Companion, as a magic action, which is a new type of action apparently. I haven't really read a lot about that. But you can expend a spell slot or use of Wild Shape to cast the Find Familiar spell without material components, which is great. And then, okay, right, so Wild Shape is the biggest thing about druids. As a bonus action... you transform into a beast form that you have learned for this feature. You stay in that form for a number of hours, that's the same. And you can leave the form early as a bonus action, that's fine. Okay, so here are the animals that you know. Essentially, every long rest, I think it is. Hold on a second. When you finish a long rest, alongside preparing your spells, you can replace one of the known wild shapes you can do with another one. So essentially, you treat wild shape like prepared spells. And you can go, today, let's say I'm a 2nd level druid. I know 3 forms. Let's go wolf, spider, and horse, like they've given here. The riding horse, spider, and wolf. And you'd be like, okay, I finished a day. I want to change wolf for cat, because I want to turn into a cat or whatever. So I'm not going to lie. This does make the DM's job a lot easier. But I also think that for new players, playing a druid can be quite daunting with all the amount of options that you have. You can just be any animal. So I don't think this is terrible, but I think I would be okay with releasing it and making it a vanilla rulers. Like, the 5e rules were fine. Like, the idea for me to just be able to turn into any animal is okay for me. Like, I'm okay with that.
I want to be a displacer beast.
That's not a beast. That's a monstrosity.
I still want to be a displacer beast.
Then,
Because surrounding one poor fucker with 5
like
displacer
5
beast illusions
Jesus
was
Christ.
just...
Maybe have certain levels work as a threshold for short rest spell recharges. Like when you hit level 5 of a certain subclass, you can get back level 1 spells on rest. It bears working through, but I think that's not a bad start, yeah. Having a lot of options is better than having only one, even if it may be more daunting. That is a good point too, yeah, for sure. Okay, also, by the way, swim speed is from the beginning. Like, you get swim speed from the start, which is amazing. Really, really cool. Okay, and then basically you get more known forms later on, and then so you can use Wild Shape twice. You regain 1 use when you finish a short rest, and you gain all when you finish a long rest. And I think that's an interesting way of going about it. And then, this is another big thing that is leaving me kind of mixed, but I don't hate it. Your game stats are replaced by the stats of the beast, but you retain your hit points. You retain your hit points, hit dice, intelligence, wisdom, and charisma scores, class features, species, traits, languages, and feats. So you retain your hit points. This is very, very interesting. This part
makes you a lot less tanky.
Yeah. You also, but it turns moon druids into the tanks because they get the temp hit points. You also retain your skill and saving throw proficiencies and use your proficiency bonus for them in addition
To be fair,
to gaining those of the creature. Yes.
it does make sense because you are transforming into the beast.
Yeah. So it is you. Yeah. If the creature has the same proficiency as you and the bonus in its stat block is higher than yours, use the creature's bonus. But this also has another implication. If it's using your hit points, you don't get knocked out of wild shape. You have to end it. It only ends if you go incapacitated. So no more second hit bar for druids. Once you get downed, you're downed as the beast. And I think
That is actually rough though for like.
it will change. I think it will change a lot of what wild shape means. But here is the cool part about this is the part that I'm talking about. This part. First of all, you can't cast spells, but they've very specifically made it that it doesn't break your concentration on a spell you've already cast or taking actions that are part of that spell.
That's normal.
Like Call Lightning.
That doesn't change.
I like that they've made it very specific, though, because they know that druids are going to cast Call Lightning and then Wild Shape.
They've sectioned it out a lot nicer than it was, because before it was just a fucking, like, big old list of no, like, bullet points or anything.
Yeah. Then, your ability to handle objects is determined by the form's limbs, blah, blah, blah. You choose whether equipment forms to the ground. Wait, what happened? Hang on. There was something here that I... Hold on a second.
Yeah, that was cool.
There was something... No. There was something that I... Hold on. There was something that I did
Fly
here.
mentioned that she casts Flame Blade and then Wild Shapes.
Oh, I used to cast Flame Blade.
Fly,
Cool,
you can't
cool.
do that anymore because Flame Blade is bonus action, so is Wild Shape.
Oh, that's wild.
Well, not the same turn anyway.
So I believe hold on a sec. I want to look at maybe it's a Moon Druid thing. Hold on a second. No. There was something here for Wild Shape where you could speak as the... Oh, here! Rules while transformed. While in a form, you retain your personality, memories, and ability to speak. That's the big thing for me.
You can talk now.
You can now talk as an animal, which is crazy. So it's no longer
That is actually really nice.
It's no longer a full transformation into the animal adopting their hit points. It's now just
that's actually big.
You as an animal, and I think that's huge. I did really find it funny not being able to speak as an animal, and there's some really cool roleplay challenges for that. But I do love the idea that you can now speak as one as well.
Yes.
Nothing and no one will take fire claws from me, not even God.
Like, rules aren't stopping you from being able to speak. You know what I mean?
Also, yeah. I love that. I actually think that's really, really, really nice. The fact that you can speak in Wild Shape. The implications, though, of not taking the beast's hit points is very, very interesting, and especially for tanking, it's going to take away a lot of the tank ability of a druid. Not a moon druid, just a druid.
If say you've got like 16 con, right?
Yes.
And you switch to a Wild Shape that has less con, but your hit points don't change, right?
You retain your hit points. So even though the creature might have less constitution, this is not that great for tanky creatures like a gorilla or something, but it would be awesome.
Amazing
if
for
you
a
turn into
thing.
like a mouse and you go, I'm a mouse, I don't want to get stomped and poof out of Wild Shape so the gods find me. If they hit me, I'll just take the damage and then I can still run away as a mouse. That is one of the cool implications that I think.
Imagine being like a tiny ass spider, a guard stomps on you, and you just stand there like, "Hey, like, what the fuck?"
Yeah. And the god's like,
you become a cockroach.
Kill it with fire. Yeah. This would turn cockroaches into like actual canonical cockroaches.
Wow.
Like you just can't kill him. That'd be great. So yeah, I think that's good. Okay, we're gonna skip a little bit
Doesn't really
ahead.
make sense, but I love the implication.
I do like it as well. We're gonna skip a little bit ahead because wild shape in 5e D&D is very it's kind of the idea that you are adopting the spirit of an animal, so you get its hit points on top of your own. Whereas this, what I love about this is that you are the animal. Like you
are the animal now.
So it's just you, and I think it's really, really cool.
I think that's how most players went with it as well.
Yeah,
that you are the animal.
Okay, so we're going to quickly skip ahead to Wild Resurgence. Basically, if you have no uses of Wild Shape left, you can use a spell slot with no action to give yourself one, which is crazy. It's just so cool. Gives you so many more options.
Really nice, that.
And you can also use a Wild Shape to give yourself a first level spell slot once per long rest. Which I'm also...
I really like that, like, it's making Wild Shape more of a main thing. For
yes. Instead of kind of
core
making
feature, which it should have been.
5e kind of makes it background except for Moon Druids. And I think, very, very cool. Okay, so Elemental Fury is same thing. Same thing as Cleric, except for Primal Strike.
I really like it, yeah.
When you hit a creature with an attack roll using a weapon or beast form's attack in Wild Shape, you can deal an extra 1d8 damage, and you get to choose cold, fire, lightning, or thunder.
Ooh, wow.
So it really depends on who you're fighting, which adds even more versatility on top of
really cool.
the already versatile druids. Commune with Nature, you always have Commune with Nature prepared at 9th level, and then...
There's your Fire Claws fly.
Oh, yes, you get Fire Claws automatically. Very cool. When you cast a primal cantrip with a range of 10 feet or greater, the spell's range increases by 300 feet at 15th
Holy
level.
shit.
So basically, that's what? Shocking Grass?
That's insane.
Or...
No,
Shocking Grass is 5 feet.
It has to have a range of at
5
least
feet,
10 feet already.
I thought it was 10 feet Shocking Grass, but it's not. No,
so,
sorry.
Like, Healing
Whip.
Word will be 300 feet.
Lightning Whip. What is that? Like Lightning Lure? That's
15 feet.
That's 15 feet.
My God.
So 315 feet Lightning Lure.
I wonder with the new spell list. I wonder what cantrips druids can get now.
Oh, that's a good point. Actually, we can check that. Okay. Cool. Right. So Circle of the Land. I'm basically just
hilarious,
gonna.
Though.
Yeah, it's awesome. I'm basically
imagine like 300 feet away and just get whipped in the woo.
I'm just gonna read the change notes for the subclasses. I do want to look over Circle of the Sea, and we're gonna skim over them. I'm gonna find stuff that's interesting because I don't want to take too much time on just one thing. All right, so Circle of the Land updates. Circle spells lets you pick a different land type each day. So basically, as a land druid, you get to, based on the land you're in, if you want to roleplay that way, you get to change your spells every day to suit the land and the terrain that you're part of, which I think is so freaking cool.
One thing I will say is, like, beast spells, I feel like that could have been reduced to a lower level now because Wild Shape isn't, like, replacing and giving you more hit points. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it's not as, like, powerful as it once was, really.
Okay. I do Circle of Stars, so Wild Shape is something I'm very unsure about. I only use it when I remember, since I'm bad with knowing animals or just knowing when to use it. I don't know how... Obviously, Homebrew is going to go nuts when OneD&D comes out because they're going to change everything, but I think... nuts in a good way. Like, they're going to go crazy. But I think... I'm not sure how it would work with Circle of Stars instead. Nascent should have had... What? Should have had... this changing land every day? That would have been awesome, yeah. So I think Land's Aid is now 3rd level, which lets the druid expend uses of Wild Shape to heal and harm in an area, which I think is very cool. Especially because it's now also a bonus action, which reminds me kind of Spore's Druid, which gives you like that bonus action, like Spore.
Yeah, it's the Wither and Bloom spell, but just into
yeah.
a feature, which I like.
Okay, so Natural Recovery replaces Land's Stride at 6th level and enhances circle spells, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so basically...
Oh, guys.
Yes.
Big thing. They've given druids 1st level always prepared spells now. Before...
Wait, they have?
Say...
Oh shit, look at that fog cloud.
Sports druid, land druid never got 1st level spells that were always prepared. Now they do.
Yeah. Oh, and cantrips have been absorbed, by the way.
Cantrip.
You get cantrips too. 1st level
Cantrips
spells,
per long
dude.
rest, which is pretty cool.
I was gonna say I didn't think they did, but then I looked ahead, and I hope you are now happy that they finally get 1st level prepared spells.
Yep.
I mean, you were emulating it with the class changes, but having that as actual thing is really good shit. I agree, absolutely. And I mean, I do appreciate having Withers there for 100 gold. So, the cool
That
thing is you
Sarah's
can
You mean
back.
for $3.99?
Oh,
Yeah.
The thing I like to point out now is they have
Yeah.
a magic action.
Yes, yeah,
like
I
a
mentioned that
thing, which
before.
is
I'm not
cool.
really sure what it means and what other kinds of actions
It's
there are.
to probably restrict how many spells you can
I
use
think-
per turn.
I think it's
like-
meant to replace the cast a spell action.
Yeah, like
that they
only
have
one,
before.
like only one magic action per turn, kind of thing. That makes sense.
I think like it's just a renaming, to be honest.
Yeah,
But then maybe some classes will get like multi-attack, but for spells.
that's quite cool.
Multicast.
You can expend a use
Cast
of
two
wild
spells
shape.
per magic action. Kind of thing.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
basically,
that sounds cool.
you can expend wild shape as a land druid, and basically in a 10-foot sphere, take 2d6 necrotic damage, or choose a creature and regain 2d6 hit points, which is really good. And it scales with cantrip stuff, so it becomes 3d6 and 4d6 later on, which I think is really cool.
What is it? It takes a wild charge. Wild shape
Wild shape
doesn't
charge,
it?
yeah.
That's a little bit like.
I think it's another way to use wild shape, especially because as a land druid, you're a spellcaster, and you can't really cast spells in wild shape.
You would get this
until
back
much
on a
later.
short rest, or at least one charge of it.
Yeah, yeah.
And actually, no, you could use a spell slot to give charge of it as well. So.
Yeah. Because
Okay,
no
fair enough, yeah,
action
that's cool.
required to swap out wild shape and spell
That's
slots.
true, actually, yeah. It's just like casting a spell.
All right, so natural recovery. You can just get spell
spell
slots
slot, I don't
back.
think
That's
that's
fine.
changed.
Yeah, no, it hasn't. You get damage resistance at 10th level. Nature's Sanctuary. You can spend a use of wild shape and cause trees and vines to appear in a cube. You and your allies have half cover while in that area, and you gain the current damage resistance of your Nature's Ward. So everyone gets like resistance to a type of damage and half cover, which is pretty good. And you can move it. So you, at 14th level, you get a cool little sanctuary of roots, and you can just move it along the ground with you as you walk. So it's really, really cool.
I'm seeing that visually.
Mhm. Yeah,
And
yeah,
that
yeah.
sounds so fun to
I'm
describe.
imagining Samara in Mass Effect holding up the barrier of biotics.
Can I be honest? I like Land Druid a lot more already, because Land Druid was great. And then like you got your 7th level feature was just like, you don't get slowed
difficult
down
terrain,
by
yeah.
thorns. I think that's just a normal Druid feature now, which it should have.
Oh, sick. Okay. Yeah, that's awesome. Okay, here we go with Moon, Circle of the Moon. So the best Moon
It's a lot more
updates.
exciting than just.
Yeah, it is. It gives you more options. I really like that. Okay, so Combat Wild Shape lets you use either your AC or the beast's AC, whichever is higher. This feature also ensures you always have Moonbeam prepared, and
always
you can
cast it in wild
cast
shape.
it in Wild Shape form, which is another way to buff up Moon
Very
Druids.
thematic.
As in the previous Druid playtest, the feature now lets you cast Abjuration spells while in Wild Shape, and most healing spells now belong to the Abjuration. So you can heal while in Wild Shape as a Moon Druid, which is absolutely amazing.
That is.
Oh my God.
insane.
Yeah.
Now I'm imagining like a panther with like medical bags on it.
Oh, like the Saint Bernards with their like
Yes,
barrel.
but-
Yeah.
New Druid,
Under the
new
throat.
Druid, new Druid. You just see a dog
Nurse Kitty.
come out with like a whiskey bottle underneath it, and then it's like, and then it speaks because you can do that now, and it's like, hey, what's up? That's very cool.
All right, lad, you'll be fine.
At
Have a sip of this.
10th,
You can talk as an animal now, so it's just like.
yeah,
"Hello,
exactly.
Gov."
Yeah. So this is really, really freaking cool as well. So Moonlight Step lets you teleport at 10th level, which is very cool.
Yeah,
as a
that's
druid.
like the Dream Druid thing. Remember
Yeah.
what Holly had?
Yeah.
It's pretty much that.
But what I love about Moon Druid now is that instead of just making it about animals, it's made it about the moon as well, which is really cool. You get
Yes.
Moonbeam, you
Very
get to
thematic.
teleport, you get like you get lunar form, which is incredible. It really makes you feel like a moon druid, you know?
Yeah, it puts the moon in Moon
Yeah.
Druid, basically.
Yeah. So you can choose your AC, and when you assume Wild Shape, you get temporary hit points equal to the form's hit points, or 3 times your druid level, whichever is lower. So basically,
So
this
it's
is what
interesting.
this is the double hit bar that old druids have, but now only moon druids get it. Yeah, what's scarier than a bear? A teleporting bear.
Yeah. This is right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and what's interesting about this MJ,
Mm.
it doesn't go away when you lose those temporary hit points. You still have the form, as long
Yes.
as you're conscious,
Yes. Yeah.
which
Exactly.
actually is really nice.
That's really cool. I love how they're actually incorporating so many other homebrew or extra subclasses like spores and stars
What's
and
interesting
all that
about
stuff.
this is that like Moon Druid is kind of like a tanky healer now.
Yes, yeah. So it's more
Like,
it's support now.
you
It's just
can-
heavy
yeah.
support. I love that.
You can it's really cool.
So you can also cast abjuration spells except if they have material components in wild shape form, and you also have Moonbeam as well. Okay. You get improved circle forms, that's fine. Oh, and you can make the wild
my
shape form
God.
deal radiant damage.
Radiant damage?
Yes. Which is awesome because you're a
Holy
moon
shit.
druid. You wield the power of the moon.
That
of
is
course it does
really
radiant damage.
big. Holy shit.
Being able to deal radiant damage is so big. Like any undead, just absolutely fucked immediately. All right, then Moonlight Step. You can do this equal to a Wisdom modifier per long rest, and you can regain uses by expending a spell slot of 2nd level or higher. Which I think this extra little caveat where you can regain those limited uses with spell
Features.
slots is
It's
so
really nice.
welcome. It's such a refreshing change for me. Yeah.
I agree, yeah.
Yeah, so that's cool. So as a bonus action, you can teleport 30 feet.
And it's no action required. It doesn't take like a whole action
Yes,
to like do
yeah,
that, you know
yeah.
what I mean?
Oh, and it's like Monk. It's like
really
Shadow Monk.
streamlined.
You get advantage on your next attack roll, yeah. So can you
Less
imagine
range, but you can do it anywhere.
a 30-foot teleporting bear doing radiant damage with advantage? Are you like...
God damn.
Are you serious?
That is so cool. That is so cool.
So cool, dude.
Okay, now also multi-class into an assassin rogue.
Oh, God.
Or just any rogue in general.
A teleporting sneak attack dealing radiant damage bear?
Goodbye.
Jesus Christ.
Do Barbarian for a raging bear. They're also like officializing Tasha, which is a long fucking time coming. Yeah, for sure. I agree. Really plays into the whole druids absolutely hate the undead trope. For sure. Absolutely, yeah.
I just really like that you can cast like Abjuration and Moonbeam in Moon Druid form.
Oh.
That's really cool.
And then Luniform.
Ooh.
So, what? Movable Moonbeam. You can move it up to 60 feet with no action.
No action.
So just a free Moonbeam. And
Before it was like an action to move it.
considering that you can upcast Moonbeam, that is potentially like 5, 6 D10 damage every turn with no action. Like,
It's a really good
that's
spell.
incredible for 14th level. That feels very powerful. And then whenever you use Moonlight Step, you can also teleport a willing creature. You get a dimension door, basically. A mini dimension door. It's amazing. Okay, then I'm
Really
very
like
excited about Circle of the Sea. So I haven't read this yet, so let's figure it out. So some view themselves the embodiments of nature's wrath, seeking vengeance against those who despoil the natural world. Others seek mystical unity with nature by attuning themselves to the ebb and flow of the tides. This is what what Kai would have been, I think. This is what his...
Oh, absolutely.
I made a water genasi druid. He was a moon druid. He was a shepherd druid. Because that let him
This
speak to animals.
looks-
But this would have been so cool. All right, so you get circle spells, which is really cool. Fog, cloud, gust of wind, ray of frost, all the cool spells that I would have got.
Fog Cloud and Thunder Wave, and then Gust of
Yeah.
Wind and Shatter, which is awesome.
Shatter's great, yeah. Okay, very cool.
Lightning Bolt.
Yeah, lightning
Holy
bolt.
fuck.
Wait, lightning bolt, but no core lightning. That's it. Wait, no, you're a druid. You get it
No,
anyway.
you get it anyway. Yeah, so you get to choose now.
Lightning bolt. That's so sick.
You can cast that while you're concentrating on Cool Lightning.
Okay. Wrath of the Sea. As a bonus action, you can expend a use of your wild shape to manifest an aura that takes the form of an ocean spray that surrounds you. Lasts for 10 minutes. You can dismiss it or when you're incapacitated. At the end of each of your turns, you can choose another creature you can see, and the target must succeed in a con save or take thunder damage. And if the creature is large or smaller, be pushed up to 15 feet away from you. To determine this damage, roll a number of d6s equal to your wisdom modifier.
Wisdom modifier.
So
Wow.
potentially 5d6 damage.
Okay, but they don't take any damage if you fail. If you succeed,
Yes,
rather.
yeah. So it's either it's a
But
damage
that's
or no
still
damage, but it's also
pretty
free
good.
because it's just at the end of your turn. You can just choose another creature within 10 feet. It's just no action required,
Yeah,
which is
very
really
good.
cool. And
That's potentially like
Forced-
5d6.
forced movement is amazing, like one of the coolest things in D&D. So yeah, it's just so cool. Yeah, hearts and stars in my eyes right now. Assassin Druid, a specialist. The
Yeah,
circle
Assassin
sends out
Druid
to
would be
deal
so
with threats to
cool.
the nature. Captain Planet, eat your heart out. Yeah, dude. I'm here to stop climate change.
Oh, I can't wait to look at weapon masteries, Rain. I'm very curious
Yeah,
about that.
we're gonna do weapon masteries next. an assassin rogue moon druid who is just someone who's going after like oil moguls and big billionaire CEOs for climate change
Yes,
shit.
please.
That would be so
Yes.
cool. Okay,
Yes.
so level 6, you always have the water breathing spell prepared, and you get a swim speed, and if you use wild shape to assume a form that lacks a swim speed, that form gains your swim speed, which is very cool. Would you like a gorilla to be able to swim underwater? What about a swimming spider who can do the breaststroke 8 times as fast because it's just got 8 legs?
Wait, what?
What about I imagine a spider swimming like a pinwheel, though, just like...
I mean, some
Oh
spiders
my
can swim.
God.
I mean, that's true, but like they skim on top of it, kind of. But like, there's so many options for this. A horse galloping on the seafloor, like, hello? It's so cool. Okay, 10th level. So Wrath of the Sea at 3rd level confers 2 more benefits. You get a fly speed equal to your speed, and you have resistance to cold, lightning, and thunder damage, which is really quite good. And then 14th level, whenever you use your Wrath of the Sea, you can manifest the aura around one willing creature rather than manifesting around yourself. That creature gains all the benefits of the aura, and then you can manifest the aura around both the other creature and yourself if you expend 2 uses instead of 1. So you can have 2 at one time, which is really cool. Yeah.
I will say, I think this subclasses are like a little bit less powerful than the other 2.
Yeah.
But I still like it, you know what I mean?
I think
thematic
this
experience.
I think thematically this makes complete sense. And that's
The
my
wild
first
shape-
consideration.
Yeah. The wild shape, like, the big feature of it, like the rough, or the, the big tornado thing that you get is a little bit underwhelming, but it's still nice, you know what I mean?
I feel like it could have quite a lot of potential, but it needs to be play tested. I think if
Yeah, for sure.
if we played with it for a little bit, we would very soon see whether it's sort of good or bad. I think.
I think the main thing that makes me go like, oh, is because it doesn't do any damage when you succeed a save.
That's true. That's fair. Yeah.
So it has the potential of just doing nothing.
No matter how high level you are, that's fair.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Cool. Right, we've got Monk down here, but now that we're done with Druid, let's move on to Weapon Mastery.
I just saw a glimpse of Monk.
Wait, what
They
happened?
get D12 on the unarmored.
Yes.
Unarmored. Oh,
Monk,
Jesus Christ.
Monk unarmed strikes.
They usually
have now
only got
been,
D10.
Yes,
Jesus.
Monk unarmed strikes have now moved to D12, starting at 17th level.
Later
and that
level.
is,
Holy
and that is because they've showed you here. Martial arts starts with a D6 rather than a D4.
That's nice.
And it
That's
applies
nice.
only to unarmed strikes because weapons are now enhanced by weapon masteries.
Oh,
To
fly.
keep up with other classes, the monk's unarmed strikes needed the damage boost, which goes up to a D12 rather than a D10, which is huge. Very, very cool for monks. Hearts and stars.
Very cool. Very
Hearts
cool.
and stars, fly, hearts and stars. Okay. All right, so let's go down
Right,
to...
let's look at weapon masteries.
Can you tell me what... Oh, there's a donut. I'm going to eat the donut later. Hold on. Can you tell me what
That's
the...
really nice for monk though.
Yeah. Can you tell me what
Because
page...
they do really struggle later down the line. I think.
Yeah, for sure. I always
It'll make
thought
them
that,
even
like...
more powerful, like
Yeah.
early game. But
I've always thought that monks came online the most at like 5th, 6th, and 7th level, and then they kind of went away. But
I think
this would actually...
monks
yeah.
monks
Ooh,
are
ranger.
insane early level.
Yeah, yeah. Monks immediately start to establish themselves at early level. Being able to attack like 4 times in one turn is just so good. But yeah. Okay. We're going to go down.
Yeah,
This-
Rain, where's the weapon masteries?
Yeah, can you give me a page number for weapon masteries, please? Barbarians are going to be grumpy now that they no longer have monopoly over the D12.
Oh well, fuck them.
I leveled Pidge to 8 and then started slapping on Wizard. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so these are the arcane spell list. Let's look at the primal spell list for druids while we're waiting for a thing.
Oh,
So,
there we go.
druids and rangers. Okay, so maybe some others. Okay, cantrips have been added to the list.
Hunter's Mark is removed now. A ranger
It's
exclusive.
ranger
spell.
exclusive. That's interesting. And Conjure Barrage and Conjure Volley are
Okay.
also ranger exclusive.
Elementalism. What is that?
I think elementalism is a kind of prestidigitation
For
for druids, yeah, but not druidcraft.
Ooh.
Yeah, we'll have to see. I think we can actually read about it. But yeah, we've got elementalism, druidcraft, frostbite, guidance, mending, message, poison spray, produce flame preserve. Yeah, all this stuff is very. I think spare the dying might have been
Oh, they
not a
get
druid
message
spell.
as well.
Oh yeah, druids never got message. Yes, now they do.
That's really nice.
Lamau, page 69.
Rain
okay,
gave the
sick.
page number.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, let's figure out what elementalism is. Hang on.
I'm very curious about that.
Smite spells now work with melee weapons and unarmed strikes. Wait,
Oh no! Oh no!
can you paladin monk and
Paladin
unarmed
monk.
strike a smite? Jesus.
I mean, I presumed you could do that anyway because it was like any melee attack.
Yeah, but still,
yeah.
create
That's-
Kung Fu Panda and do the whooshy finger hold and be like skadoosh, and that could be your smite, dude. Yeah.
That's
Holy
really fucking
shit.
cool.
Wait, blinding smite has no initial saving throw, meaning the target is blinded automatically. What? That's
Whoa!
so
I mean, I think that's a
cool.
higher level. Okay, to be fair, it's a 3rd level paladin.
Yeah,
which
but
is
still,
like
that's
level 14.
Divine Smite is a new paladin exclusive spell designed to unify the Smite family of effects. I love the way that's put. Before they were all spells except Divine Smite, now they're all spells, making it easier to figure out how to use these effects from turn to turn. I'm cool with that. Okay, let's read about elementalism quickly because okay, here we go. It's a transmutation cantrip. It's also on the arcane spell list. It's got a range of 30 feet, and it's instantaneous. Okay, you exert control over the elements, creating one of the following effects: beckon air, beckon earth, beckon fire, beckon water, or sculpt element. You create a breeze strong enough to ripple
Fucking
cloth,
Magna,
stir
hello.
dust, rustle leaves, and close open doors, shutters, all in a 5-foot cube. Doors and shutters being held open by someone or something aren't affected. Beckon earth, thin shroud of dust or sand that covers the surfaces, or you can cause a single word to appear in your handwriting in a patch of
Oh my
dirt or
God.
sand.
It's magical pocket sand.
Oh
Oh,
God.
damn. That's cool though.
Okay.
I like how this is an alternative.
Yes.
If you don't want to be like a full naturey druid, you can do this instead.
You create a thin cloud of harmless embers and colored scented smoke in a 5-foot cube. Oh, cool. Weaponized farts. This is going to be so cool. You choose the color and scent, yeah. And the embers can light candles, torches, or lamps in that area. The smoke scent lingers for 1 minute. That's cool. You create a spray of cool mist that lightly dampens creatures and objects in a 5-foot cube. Alternatively, you create 1 cup of clean water, either in an open container or on surface, and the water evaporates in 1 minute. This is so cool, dude. Imagine just being able to conjure your own water and you just be like, that's just such... I love these cantrips, man. They're so cool. Also, sculpt element. You cause dirt, sand, fire, smoke, mist, or water that can fit in a 1-foot cube to assume a crude shape, like a creature or an object, for 1 hour. And the fact that they've said crude, makes me immediately think of dicks. Just making a bunch of dicks out of sand or fire.
Fiery dick.
A fiery
Whoa.
dick.
Now that's hot.
Anyway,
Oh,
weapon
God.
mastery.
So, weapon masteries. Let's
So
go
Rain
down.
has shown me the
69.
So basically, I'll point this out. Weapon masteries, not everyone gets them, but fighter mainly gets them, which
Okay,
makes
cool.
sense.
All right. So let's look at some weapon properties before quickly. So there's light. When you take the attack action on your turn and attack with a light weapon, you can make 1 extra attack as a bonus
Don't think that's
action
different.
later on the same turn. No, with the same weapon, dude. It's not dual wielding. You could just make an extra attack. Oh, wait a minute. Sorry. I can't read. That extra attack must be made with a different light weapon, and you don't add your... Okay, cool. Got it. Thrown weapon, that's fine. Okay, mastery
Now
properties.
here's the mastery
So,
properties.
here we go. Each weapon now has a mastery property, as shown in the weapon tables above. That property is usable only by a character who has a feature, such as weapon mastery, that unlocks the property for the character. Here are descriptions of each mastery property. The properties are provided in alphabetical order.
Cleave.
If a game feature lets you replace a weapon mastery property with another one, that weapon must meet any prerequisite. Okay, blah, blah, blah. Cleave. If you hit a creature with a melee attack using this weapon, you can make an attack roll with the weapon against a second creature within 5 feet of the first that is also within your reach. On a hit, the second creature takes the damage, but without your ability modifier, unless it's negative.
God.
And you can do this once
Per
per turn.
turn.
What's got cleave? So, oh yeah, not per
So
short
it's
rest, per turn.
basically similar to the weapon abilities in Baldur's Gate.
Yeah,
isn't it?
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I really like is that they're not like short rested weapon abilities, they're just things you can
Yeah.
keep using.
Yeah. Raz, will the water vanish from your stomach after 1 minute? Yes. Yes, it will.
That's
Yes.
actually something I was also thinking
I was
of.
also thinking that, yeah.
Loki convinced they
So
took the
I guess
ideas
a
from
great
Baldur's Gate
axe
3.
would
Yeah.
do that, which makes sense.
Yeah, so let's see what has that.
Or a-
So
or a great sword.
cleave. It'll probably just be martial weapons, to be honest.
Halberd.
Wait, where's... Oh, the mastery stuff here. Okay.
It shows
Yo!
you what they have.
Slow, sap, nick, flex.
Oh, Rain was showing me Nick, and it's like it makes 2-weapon fighting just like usable.
Okay, cool.
And
Alright, so-
you'll see what I mean.
Great axes cleave, halberds cleave, and that's about
I'm guessing
it. Great
Vex
axe and
is probably
halberd.
like a taunt.
Yes, Vex is probably a taunt. So Flex. When you hit with a melee attack using this weapon, you deal its versatile damage even if you're wielding it with one hand.
Oh,
Wait,
God
that's because
damn.
you flex your muscle as it comes down? Holy
So wait,
shit.
so you
dude.
could use a Warhammer with 1d10. God damn, alright.
So what's Flex? So Quarterstaff is Flex?
That's really
God.
cool.
So Flex with a Quarterstaff is holding it by the very
Ooh.
end of it and slapping someone else with it like as hard as you can. Flex with a spear
I
as well.
really like these.
That
They're
makes
really
sense.
cool.
Flex. Longsword has Flex. Any versatile weapon. Sorry. Yes. Any versatile weapon would have that for sure. Okay, great.
so that's so you can
this is
use it with
tenacity.
a shield and still do the
Yes.
full damage.
Yeah,
which
yeah.
Is great.
Yo, this is tenacity.
This is tenacity. Yeah,
If your
yeah.
attack roll misses, you can deal damage equal to the ability modifier used to make the attack
Not
roll.
a reaction, by the way. So whenever you miss,
Oh, that's just whenever you miss. Damn.
so it becomes like almost like reliable damage.
the damage can't be increased in any way. That's very interesting.
Yeah, so it's just a little nick, like
Yeah.
little tiny bit of damage, but it's still good. You know what I mean?
graze. A glaive grazes. A
Ooh,
great sword grazes.
Greatsword. Wow.
And that's it. Okay, Nick. When you make the extra
This.
attack of the light property,
This.
you can make it as part of the attack action instead of a bonus action. Whoa!
Yep. Yeah.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Fighters? Oh, what? Hello? Jesus. Hoplite builds are finally
I
viable.
think this
Yes,
also means you
absolutely.
can still bonus action attack.
Yes.
Yes, you can.
Ooh.
That is so sick, dude. Okay, what has Nick? Is it probably
It's
any
real.
light?
It's
so-
real. Dagger,
So
obviously.
daggers can nick, light hammers,
hammer.
sickles. Sickles! Wow.
Sickles.
Sickles get good. That's awesome. Very cool.
Okay. Scimitar.
I've buffed scimitars. Get it? I've buffed.
Scimitars would be pretty good then for it.
I've buffed sickles as well with my homebrew stuff. I've given them some homebrew properties that are pretty cool. Okay, push. If you hit a creature with a weapon, you can push the creature up to 10
Free
feet away from you
movement.
horizontally if it's no more than one size
Forced
larger than you.
movement.
Forced movement, dude. Jesus, this also doesn't say once per turn, which is insane. So you can just.
Oh.
I imagine what has push? Probably a hammer weapon or something.
Maul, maybe?
Great club has
Great
push.
club.
Yeah. Pike has push. That makes
Pike. Interesting.
Dude,
That's
fucking
curious.
phalanx, dude.
Wait,
Cavalry
a
phalanx.
heavy crossbow has push.
Wait. Yo.
Holy shit.
Amazing.
Holy shit.
This is so sick. Okay, so push for a pike.
Interesting.
I can
That's
imagine
interesting. Yeah,
literal
that makes sense. Like, you force them
phalanx,
back.
and you
Yeah.
can literally, if you make 3 attacks, you can go push, then
Guys,
move,
hang on a
push
minute,
and
hang
move,
on a minute.
push and move.
Polar mastery with that?
Oh god.
What the
This is
fuck?
this is so sick, dude. This is so sick.
Sentinel.
Oh my god.
I don't think any of those things would work if you moved them out of your own range. I don't think it would count as having
No,
an
but you
attack.
hit them and then you move them out. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
You stop them from moving and push them away at the
10
same
back,
time.
Oh, that's fair. Yeah. Okay, so sap. If you hit a creature with this weapon, that creature has disadvantage on its next attack roll.
Nice.
That's probably
I guess that's like a club.
Club would have that for sure. Yeah. So a mace.
A mace, yeah.
Um.
Flail.
Oh, flails! Yay! More
Morning
viable.
star as
Morning
well.
star. Yeah. I mean that makes sense. Have you ever been hit by a morning star?
I don't want to be.
I would also feel a little bit weaker if I
It's
tried
called
to
the
attack.
sun. It sucks.
Okay, slow. If you hit a creature with this weapon and deal damage, you can
Okay,
reduce
so
its
real
speed by
quick.
10 feet until the start of your next turn. If you hit the creature more
Real
than
quick.
once, it doesn't exceed 10 feet. Yeah.
Rain's telling me about more of the. We need to look at fighter after this, after masteries, because
Okay.
fighter gets like a huge glow up with these weapon masteries.
Okay, cool.
Dude. Like
All
it's
right.
insane.
So slow, a club gets slow, a javelin gets slow. Oh,
I'm surprised.
that includes
I'm
throw,
surprised
by the
club
way.
isn't-
You can
Oh,
throw a javelin
I'm-
and slow someone.
I'm surprised that I guess because if you embed it into someone, they're pretty like
Yeah.
weighed down
Yeah.
by that.
Dude,
They're not going to
um,
be able to run much.
I'm surprised club doesn't have sap.
if a trident has slow, 2 words. Hold on. Does a trident have slow? No, it has topple. I was
A
just going to
whip
say
has slow. That's
2
pretty
words,
cool.
toe strike from For Honor.
Oh,
Yes.
Oh, no, it's donut
A
time.
whip has slow. Interesting.
Oh yeah, that's true. Because
Surely
it
a whip
wraps
should have
around
topple.
you. It wraps around you. Okay, topple.
Raz, that's not what was asked.
Let me finish eating first, and then I'll read topple. The gaseous guy. Oh, you've been hit by mace, right? Fair enough. I posted the US 7 with the fighter and other classes in D&D. Oh, sick. Okay, it's in 7. Fighter is in 7.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Hang on. I'm gonna duplicate this and find out. Because it tells you what classes are here. Yeah, fighter's not here. We'll go to fighter later. Yeah. Topple. If you hit a creature with this weapon, you can force the creature to make a con save. On a failed save, they prone. Yo! Okay, sick. And then Vex. If you hit a creature with this weapon and deal damage, you have advantage on your next attack roll. Wait!
Okay, wait, what has topple first?
Oh, okay. So Vex is like a mini guiding bolt? Jesus.
Yeah, so like it becomes easier to keep hitting them
Yeah.
once you hit them.
Okay, so what has topple? A battle axe has topple.
Alex.
Lance has topple.
Lance.
Maul.
That makes sense.
Trident.
Maul.
Yeah.
Trident.
Yeah. Okay, sick. Right, and
what
then
has
Vex. Vex is pretty good too.
Or just a range attack. Oh, wait, no.
Hand axe. Hand axe.
Ooh.
Dart, short bow, rapier, short sword.
A rapier. Ooh.
Rapier
rogues,
would be
hello.
rapier's good because it's like a fencing weapon. It makes sense that you could like leave your enemy open to attacks and stuff. Very cool. Blowgun, crossbow, hand crossbow, yeah, pistol as well. Okay, sick. I love this.
Dual wield hand crossbow time.
Oh, this is so cool. And with that, of course, let's wait. There's a new adventuring pack. There's a priest's pack.
Yay! That's
Yo,
cute.
That's so awesome. Okay, I
You
really
get a blanket.
I really like this. I'm gonna go and open number 7 because now we're going into fighter. Okay, so what's inside? Barbarian, fighter, sorcerer, warlock, and wizard.
Oh god, there's more to look at.
Dude, I'm going based on what you guys want to see next because I'm not going to go through everything. So we're doing fighter next, and then we'll see.
Yeah.
Okay, so barbarians are very interesting. I feel like though. Oh, they've done zealot here. That's interesting. Okay, here we go.
Here we go.
Fighters rule many battlefields, questing knights, royal champions, elite soldiers, and hardened mercenaries. As fighters, hold on a sec. Yeah. Oh my god, this song is really good. As fighters, they all share unparalleled prowess with weapons and armor, and they are well acquainted with death, both meeting it out and staring it defiantly in the face. Fighters learn the basics of all combat styles. Every fighter can swing an axe, fence with a rapier, wield a longsword or greatsword, and use a bow. Fighters master various weapon techniques, allowing them to get the best use from a wide variety of weapons, and a well-equipped fighter always has the right tool at hand for any combat situation. Likewise, a fighter is adept with shields in every form of armor. Beyond that basic degree of familiarity, each fighter specializes in certain styles of combat. Some concentrate on archery, some on fighting with 2 weapons at once, and some on augmenting their martial skills with magic. This combination of broad general ability and extensive specialization makes fighters superior combatants everywhere. The dungeon delving, monster slaying, and other dangerous work common among adventurers is second nature for a fighter. There are great risks, but also great rewards, gold, magic weaponry, and glory. Very cool. So, fighting style now lets you replace the feat you chose whenever you gain a fighter level. So you can actually... Oh, Tasha! Yeah, you can replace your fighting style. Representing your character's, like, movement from...
No, I think it's replace your
different
feet.
Oh.
We'll have to see about that.
Okay. Second wind now restores 1 expended use on a short rest. Wait.
I think it means we get more uses.
More second wind uses? Yo!
That is nice.
Okay, sick. Alright. So, Oh, magic action got separated, so you can't action surge 2 spells just by dipping 2 levels into
nice.
fighter. Okay, yeah.
I like that.
Weapon
actually.
mastery now maxes out at 6 mastery options instead of 5. Action surge now allows any action except the magic action, and it once
You
again
start
improves
with
at
2
level
uses of
17.
second wind. That's so nice.
Oh, for real? Yo, yeah. Tactical mind is level 2 feature, which allows the fighter to excel in or out of combat, which I'm happy with. I'm happy with more out of combat bonus.
Yeah.
Okay. So, you get... When is your... You get a second use of action surge at level 17, so that's like way further. You
I think
end
that's
up
normal. Yeah.
already 10th level, you end up getting 4 second wins. That's really cool. Really cool. And getting 3 second wins from level 4 is big. Like, that's triple what you're used to doing, you know? That's so cool.
That's really nice.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I love that there are new features for fighters beyond just you get another feat, which I think is really nice. And having weapon masteries is going to make fighters just so much more viable. God, this is cool. Tactical Shift is a level 5 feature that lets you move without provoking opportunity attacks when you activate your second wind. That's so cool. And that explains why you get more second wins.
Yeah.
Master of
Also
Armaments
makes sense because you're giving yourself a breather, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. Master of Armaments replaces Weapon Expert, Weapon Adept level 9. This new feature lets you change the mastery properties of all your mastery weapons.
That gives fighter kind of like its own disengage.
Yes, it does. But also, hello?
Wait, what?
Level 9. You can change the mastery properties of all your mastery weapons.
Whoa!
Whoa!
What?
Hello?
What? Level 9.
Oh my
you get
god,
to make
fighter.
You get to make any weapon do anything you want.
Damn.
That is so cool. I want to make a fighter now. What the hell?
Same. What the fuck?
That is so sick, dude. What the fuck? I'm so excited. I'm taking off my belt. This is so crazy.
Yeah, but let's actually read the features.
Okay,
before we get
yeah.
too excited.
Dude, this is so sick. Okay.
Fighter really getting a glow up though.
Yeah. Indomitable gets more uses. Studied attacks at
No,
level
we're
13.
looking at fighter fly.
This is Ranger not shit? No, this is fighter. we'll
We
get
should look at Ranger.
I want to look at Ranger, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Unconquerable has been cut in favor of Indomitable but prevent high level. 3 extra attacks returns to level 20. Okay. Right. 1d10, strength and con. Okay, simple martial
same,
weapons.
pretty
Okay,
much.
that's fine. All armor, all shields. Okay. Okay, sick. You start with a greatsword. You get to start with a greatsword. That's pretty cool.
That's a choice.
Okay. Right. As a fighter, you get fighting style. Whenever you gain a fighter level, you can replace... yes, this is it. You can replace the feat you chose with a different fighting style feat. It's called a fighting style feat. Yeah, they just called it a feat. Yeah, it's a little bit confusing. Maybe they'll change that. Okay, so second wind, 1d10 plus fighter, that's always normal. And
reread it. The bottom bit.
Short rest. Yeah, you regain 1 use when you finish short rest, and all when you
All
finish
uses
a long
on a
rest.
long rest, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not a short rest thing now. but you get
Okay,
more use of it.
yeah. But 5e D&D, you only ever got 1 anyway, so the short rest
exactly.
thing is
So
still
it's
the
just
same.
a huge upgrade, yeah.
You can only change the masteries if they share heavy property. Oh, interesting. Okay. All right. So your training with weapons allows you to use the mastery property of 3 kinds of
Yes, here we
simple or
go.
martial weapons of your choice. When you finish a long rest, you can
So not
practice
everyone
weapon.
can use the mastery.
Yes, yeah. When you finish a long rest, you can practice weapon drills and change one of those weapon choices. Oh my god. The training montage, the morning ritual of a D&D party is going to be something that I'm going to focus on so hard in this campaign. Like, the fighter's going to be off changing their weapon styles, the druid's going to be preparing their spells, the cleric's going to be fucking praying. Like, dude, I'm so excited.
That kind of thing in D&D campaigns
Yeah.
gives me life.
It just
Also,
brings the party together, you know? Yeah, what's up with Fly? I'm going to need to dip soon, so I just want to know if Ranger's actually good. It just occurred to me maybe it's better. Let's quickly check Ranger. We're going to pause Fighter since Fly needs to go. I'm going to quickly speed through Ranger and see what we can do. Yeah, Ranger is here. Let's go... What's this? This is Druid. This is Paladin. This is Weapon
Ranger.
Mastery? Is this Ranger? I think... Yeah, this is Ranger. Okay, cool. All right, so let's look at the differences of Ranger. So Deft Explorer replaces the expertise feature at first level. Deft Explorer includes 1 expertise choice along with some terrain-oriented material, which playtesters requested. Okay, so spell casting is 3 changes. Spell prep, spell prep's no longer tied to the level. The Ranger can change 1 prepared spell upon finishing a long rest. And 3 cantrips are no longer included. The Ranger instead gets weapon mastery at first level. So you're like a fighter. You get weapon masteries as well, which I think is really cool.
Though.
Yes, but Rangers are always a halfway kind of class anyway. I also think that Oh, wait, you can prepare spells as a ranger now? What? What?
Spellcasting? Class features, spellcasting.
Could rangers
Right there.
always... No, I know, but could rangers always prepare spells, or were they just known spells? I thought they were known spells. That's
I think they
crazy.
were, I think they were known. Let's see.
Yeah. Rangers can prepare spells now.
Known spells. Wait, go back to the
Yo.
list. Go back to the list.
Yeah, you can prepare spells now.
They also get way more.
And you get 15 of them? Hello? Or like, well...
Normal Ranger, let's see. Normal Ranger only got 11 at 20th level.
And they're known.
And
If you're prepared now, you get to just change them. This is so cool.
That makes more sense for a Ranger, if I'm being honest.
Yeah. Yeah, and they get the same spells as Druid because it's all the primal spell list as well.
I mean, you say that, but I rarely use spells in Baldur's Gate 3 as Saren. So,
I mean, yeah, but it depends on the kind of ranger you want to be, you know? Still. Okay, favorite enemy has moved to 2nd level, and it no longer removes concentration from Hunter's Mark, which was overpowered in playtests. The feature instead now allows you to cast the spell a number of times without expending a spell slot. Okay. Ranger subclass levels now match the level progression in 2014 Ranger. Conjure Barrage is now 9th level. Nature's Veil no longer uses spell slots. Tireless gives temporary hit points as an action, as in Tasha's Cauldron of Everything. Feral Senses Foe Slayer is now an improved version and has returned to 20th level, replacing Epic Boon. We're going to look at that, because apparently Foe Slayer is now
Conjure Volley?
Foe Slayer is now not limited to once per turn, which is also a very big upgrade. That's very cool. I mean, yeah, but, you know, a capstone is a capstone. All right, so, yeah, Ranger, here we go. Oh, all weapons. That was I think that was normal for Rangers.
Yeah.
Okay.
What are the armor efficiencies? Okay, that's the same.
Yeah. All right, so here we go. Deft Explorer. You choose expertise, basically. You get 2 types of terrain, and you have advantage on nature checks about that terrain and advantage on survival checks to track creatures there. And when you finish a long rest, you can replace one of those chosen terrain types. Incredible versatility coming out of OneD&D so far. I am so freaking impressed with this. Okay, spellcasting is fine. You can prepare spells now, which is so cool. Weapon Mastery. You get 2 weapon proficiencies instead of 3.
I don't think that increases either.
And when you finish a long rest...
Fighters increase.
Yeah, fighters increase, rangers don't. And when you finish a long rest, you can change the kinds of weapons you chose.
Yeah, which is fair.
Yeah. Favorite enemy. You always have Hunter's Mark spell prepared. You can cast it a number of times. And you can focus on a single foe. That's awesome. You get a fighting style. That's so cool. And you get the ranger subclass. Okay. Roving, your speed increases by 10 feet, and you have a climb speed and a swim speed. That's pretty cool. Conjure Barrage. You always have Conjure Barrage spell prepared. Very cool. Then Deft Explorer, you gain another expertise, and then 2 more terrain types. So basically, you just become a master of terrain, which I think is really cool, because First Ranger only had 1 type of terrain, and even if you could change it, that's still only 1 type of terrain. So I really love the idea that at 9th level, you are just a master of the land. You just have advantage on tracking checks almost everywhere, I think, which is just fantastic. Tireless. Okay, so as an action, you can give yourself 1d8 plus wisdom modifier temporary hit points, and you can use this once per long rest. This is okay, I think, because it's cool that it's like, it's not limited to combat, obviously, so you can just do it.
Point out that temporary hit points only go away once you've rested, unless otherwise specified.
That's true, yeah. So, like, if you can just give yourself like an extra little bit of health before a fight or something. I think it's great. And when you finish a short rest, your exhaustion level, if any, decreases by 1. Wait, short rest? Yeah. That's awesome. Short rest. Very cool. Very cool. That's quite unique, I think. I don't think any other class even mentions exhaustion. That's awesome. Yeah. Okay, Nature's Veil. As a bonus action, you get invisible. Oh, and you don't have to stand still. That's cool. Damn.
But it's only to the enemy next turn.
Oh, shit. Cool, okay. Yeah. All right, Conjure Volley. You always have Conjure Volley prepared. You get Blindsight 30 feet at level 18 and level 20. Okay. So when your attack roll misses the target of your Hunter's Mark, you can add your Wisdom modifier to the attack roll, which potentially turns it into a hit. And when you hit that target and deal damage to it, you can add your Wisdom modifier to the damage. That's just permanent, yeah. I mean, I just think this is just going to buff your Hunter's Mark. Like Duddle said, it's 20th level. You're probably never going to see it, but it's pretty cool to have as a capstone feature. Okay, yeah, we've got Beastmaster. Let's just read the patch notes quickly because I think Fly has to go soon, so we'll just look at the updates. Primal Companion returns from Tasha's Cauldron of Everything, which was well received. Exceptional Training now allows you to command your beast to use its bonus action to take the dash, disengage, dodge, or help action, and the beast's attacks ignore damage resistance. And Bestial Fury now allows your beast to benefit from your Hunter's Mark spell, which I think is very, very, very good and necessary. Right, then we've got... Oh, shit, and you can make it any beast. Because there's like Beast of the Land, Beast of the Sea, Beast of the Sky. That's really cool. I really enjoy that.
That's cool.
It gives you such a lovely versatility in what you can do.
Make it a house cat.
Thanks for checking, Ranger. I'll listen to this quickly and then dip. Okay, cool, yeah. Then, Gloomstalker. Dread Ambusher now allows the Ranger to deal extra damage more often than only during the first round of combat, and includes the Frightened condition. That's really cool. Umbral Sight increases your dark vision by 60 feet instead of 30 feet. That's crazy. Like a drow with 120 feet of dark vision. That's so sick. Stalker's Flurry has been redesigned to enhance the Frightened effect granted by Dread Ambusher, and Shadowy Dodge now lets you teleport immediately after the attack misses, and the feature even works against an attack that has advantage. Okay. A Shadowy Dodge is like when you get attacked, you can teleport. That's pretty cool. Okay, Hunter. Excuse me. Hunter was really interesting because in default Ranger Hunter, there was like, it was fairly underwhelming, especially at higher levels. Like you didn't really do that much damage mechanically. But let's see. Hunter's Prey now contains the 3 feature options that appeared in 2014. Giant Killer is renamed to Retaliator and now works against attackers of any size. Cool. Hunter's Law has moved from 6th to 3rd. Defensive Tactics returns, but it contains Evasion and Uncanny Dodge from Superior Hunter's Defense.
Ooh,
It also includes a new option.
Kind of cool.
Yeah, it also includes a new option, Hunter's Leap. And Superior Hunter's Parry replaces multi-attack, lets you choose another option. And Superior Hunter's Defense now lets you choose another option for it. Just more versatility, it seems like, yeah.
Hunter's Leap seems pretty cool as well.
If an enemy you can see enters a space within 5 feet of you, you can use your reaction to move up to half your speed. Oh, what?
Without provoking opportunity attacks.
That is similar to
That's
a
cool.
rogue feature or a subclass, I think.
Okay, cool.
Which is pretty cool.
That's lovely.
You get to do the whole just backflip out of there.
Yeah.
Bye.
All right, Fly, there you go. Rangers are cool.
And then inevitably off a ledge because...
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you why. I'll tell you what. I think that's one of the most comfortably cozy feelings that I've had so far reading this, because Rangers for me have always had such a special place in my heart. I believe that a Ranger can be the heart of any D&D party because a Ranger potentially defines the terrain of the campaign, right? But now I think they have just so many more options that they can do, and it's just improving on what they already did that was charming to me. So yeah, I love it. Thanks for being here, Fly, and have a wonderful day. Let's get back to Fighter.
See you, Fly.
Like, for me, like, as little as I do anything related to D&D, I'm just listening to this like, this is cool, I want to do something now. Like, Ranger to me has also been like, it was the first class I ever played, and it's just something that like speaks to me, and I like.
Well, so this is why you're joining my new campaign.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm just letting you know, you don't have a choice in the matter. So make sure that you've mentally prepared yourself. And bring tissues, please, because I like to make it hurt.
You're also going to be the DM.
Yeah, I want to be a player.
Okay, if I'm DMing, you're not going to find me because I'm going to vibrate into another dimension with anxiety, and you're not going to find me.
I'm telling you now so that you can prepare yourself for being a player. All right, so Tactical Mind. You have a mind for tactics and getting the upper hand. This is back to Fighter, by the way. When you fail an ability check, you can expend a use of your second wind. You roll a d10 and add the number rolled to the ability check. Whoa! And if the check fails, the use of second wind isn't expended. That is so cool. Damn.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see the.
So Tactical Mind.
It becomes like second wind becomes more like a versatile thing.
Second wind becomes more than just regaining hit points, and
I think they should maybe rename Second Wind. Then,
It's
maybe?
just better and better.
But yeah,
I
really
would.
like that.
I think if Second Wind is not about. I mean, Second Wind is generally like getting. If you're using it for a skill roll, then it would be like Second Chance, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, they still refer to it as second wind.
Yeah.
I like that it isn't used up when it fails.
Yes.
That's
Yeah,
insane.
I love
That's
that.
nice.
That's very cool. Battlemaster, Brawler, Champion, or Eldritch Knight. Ooh, Brawler. That's a new one. Interesting. Wait, a fighter
to
that
be fair-
uses
to be fair,
unarmed
sec-
strikes? What?
Oh,
I'm gonna go read that. Okay.
monk. Okay, I guess.
Jesus.
Fighter, brawler, monk, multi-class.
Yo. Okay. So extra attack is fine. Tactical shift. When you activate your second wind, you can move up to half your speed without. Okay, we knew that.
Oh yeah, Second Wind still fits. Yeah.
And then
I reread the ability and I was like, actually, yeah, Second Wind still fits. Right.
Indomitable. That's fine. Okay. And Master of Armaments. You are a master of weapons. Whenever you finish a long rest, you can choose any of the kinds of mastery weapons you're using and replace the mastery property of each with another mastery property. That is,
God damn.
without an exaggeration, that is fucking crazy.
That is insane.
That is so cool. God, that's just elevated fighter. And what was
like that
really...
alone just makes it insane. Like this is on top of like a magic weapon you have at that point, right?
Yeah.
Like that's mental.
What is really wonderful about this is what I saw
Yeah, it has
earlier.
conditions, but there's still the combinations are still really awesome.
What I saw was the. Oh, nice! Thanks, love. She's making bread. What I saw was there was a discussion in the Reddit on the subreddit on the Reddit. I'm like 70 years old. There was a discussion on the OneD&D subreddit which was talking about bridging the gap and making it closer between martial classes and spellcasters because as you get, I know that martial classes are fun and can do a lot of damage, and I know how cool Kai is, for example, in Baldur's Gate 3, but when you get to a high enough level and you get 9th level spells, martial classes just fall off. There's no ways that they can compete. If you just hit them with one 9th level spell, they fail a spell, and Indomitable, they fail the save, and Indomitable doesn't come through, they're fucked. So, and even then, things like Force Cage, which doesn't need a save, or like Wall of Force, which also doesn't need a save. Like, it's just... Yeah, there are just so many things you can do that just...
I mean, there's only so much John
completely-
Fighter Man can do against like the level 20 wizard.
The power of a god, yes. So there's there's no...
Hold person is like the worst.
yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
God forbid you dump wisdom as a fighter. Like,
Yeah. Oh my god. Okay.
oh god. Ring of free action for a fighter, anyone?
Yeah. Alright, so here's the thing. The chosen kind of weapon must qualify for the new property. For example, you could replace the longsword's sap property with the push property. Wait, what do you mean by that? Hold on. I don't understand that because I see the... Wait, page 69. Here we go. Because... Hold on. You could replace the longsword's... Okay, so longsword has a flex property. What? The longsword does not have a sap property. What do you mean? Hold on. Let me...
Remember, this is like previous version of the...
Yeah,
so-
this is the next playtest, so they might have changed
so they
it.
might have changed it. Hang on a sec. Weapons. Yeah. Okay, so longsword
Rain.
now... Ah. Hi, Rain. Longsword now
Hi.
has sap. Okay, I see that.
To explain how it works.
Yeah, so
because
they've changed it now, yeah.
properties. The masteries are connected to properties. So longsword has the sap mastery because it's versatile, which means that you can change the sap to the battle axe, for example, because that also has the versatile property.
Oh, so because Battle Axe has topple, because it has the same...
No,
so
because it has versatile.
because it has versatile, but originally it was topple, you can make it sap. So essentially, if something has versatile, it has topple, sap, push. So you
Yes.
can now, so Warhammer has push, so you can now move that mastery around to another versatile weapon. Or
Exactly.
if you've got a heavy weapon, which is a bunch of weapons, you can now change graze, cleave, topple around. You can like change it around.
Yes.
I love that. That's very cool. What a lovely
so
way
great.
of limiting this. Dude, I'm feeling your energy in chat. It's crazy.
Okay, but what about the weapons with literally no properties?
Hold on.
Well,
Do those
There are
ex-
some features, there are some masteries
Slow.
that do have like no feature things.
yeah, slow has a prerequisite of none, so that is one that you could add, and sap also has a prerequisite no weapon property.
Yeah.
So those are the ones that you could add to those weapons.
Hold on a sec. Well, here's
So they're kind of
so-
like
so
feats
like
for
a
weapons.
mace.
They need to fulfill certain. They need to fulfill certain things so you can use these masteries. Is how I
Everything-
interpret them as.
Everything
Yeah,
has
it
a-
makes sense because if a weapon's not heavy enough, then
Yeah.
You can't really cleave with it then in that
Yeah.
regard.
Everything has a mastery, but not everything has a property. But that just means that. But remember, sap can be found in other places. So.
Yeah, but
Oh wait, no, I
if
see
you
what you
look,
mean.
if you
I
look
see
at
what you
sap
mean.
as the thing, it has the prerequisite versatile property or no weapon property, and slow has the prerequisite none. So slow can be added to those as well.
So so sap, so no weapon property is a weapon property essentially.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay.
I suppose you could see it that way. The way I think of it is kind of like. Well, yeah, I see them as sort of like feats for the weapons, where the weapons has
Yeah.
to fulfill like certain ability scores to be able to use those feats.
Yeah. Okay. Bruce, I literally keep going ooh and ah every time you explain something. I'm a cliche learner.
mean,
Can I tell you nothing makes
Bruce,
me feel
same.
nothing makes me feel better as a teacher to hear someone go,
Oh.
Yeah.
that is cocaine for me.
It is.
I'm not even kidding. Like, as soon as any of my kids goes, oh, I go, thank the Lord. I smash my hands into a desk and go, yes. And I want to jump out the nearest window and, like, I believe I can fly. Like, it's yeah. So
I do
don't worry
love the
about it.
nets, by the way.
Have
Nets should
net-
be used more often by the fighters. I
Okay,
think.
when you take the attack action, you can place one of your attacks with a throw of the net within 15 feet. I mean, nets were always like this, I think. So, yeah.
Yeah, but I don't think they'd have included it in here if it was the same.
That's fair. Maybe they've changed it. I
Yo.
do find that
Retiarius time?
I'm happy to supply you cocaine. Yeah, please be it. Do it for me. I'm gonna need it. All right, so that's that. Studied attacks. You masterfully study your opponents and learn from each attack you make. If you make an attack roll against a creature and miss, you have advantage on the next attack roll against that creature for the end of your next turn. Cool.
I know, right?
I love how they saw the spear from Baldur's Gate 3 level 2, and they were like, let's put that into a feature. Very cool. Oh, what a capstone!
The capstone ability, yeah.
3 extra attacks.
Wow, crazy.
Oh. Okay.
I
So
mean,
I want to look
I
at the
don't mind
subclasses.
it.
I'm very. I mean, look, it's level 20. Like at level 20, you're a god
You're
anyway.
going to need
so-
those three extra
Yeah.
attacks.
Well, you know, unless you fail one save against hold person, then you're good.
Be a dual wielder and have 6 attacks.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's 3 extra attacks, so it'd be 8 attacks as a dual wielder.
Well, no, because you only can do it once per turn.
Oh, for real?
The Nick thing. The Nick thing, yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, the
action
mastery
surge, make it make it 10 attacks.
Jesus
I'm telling you.
fucking Christ.
Dual wielding is real.
Mm.
It's
Imagine
I
being a
love
level
they've
20
buffed
fighter
that.
and you just whip out 10 attacks. Hello?
Imagine being like a gunslinger doing that.
Oh god.
Goodbye, wizard. Holy
Just
fuck.
fanning, just fanning a flint.
You know what?
pistol.
Maybe you
Fan
can
the hammer, yeah.
stand up to a level
Maybe
20
now you
wizard.
can, yeah.
Because let's be real, your initiative's probably gonna be better than the wizard because you get more feats. That's more for alert.
It really does come down to the initiative roll, for sure.
It really does, yeah.
Hold on, let me finish my donut.
Yum, 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 yum.
I also
Like if you get the first initiative, it's over for the wizard.
it's so over.
Wizard with a gun. I mean, the wizard is the gun.
Yeah. They're an arcane gun. They have the fireball. I mean, what is a fireball if not just a very large bullet with explosive damage?
Okay.
Shotgun.
All right, Battle Master. Here we go. Student of War now also gives you a skill proficiency. I'm very
That's good.
I'm really excited to learn about all of these out of combat fighter buffs. I just really love it. Know your enemy now allows you to know a creature's damage resistances, immunities, and vulnerabilities as a bonus action. Absolutely incredible. That is so cool. Spending your entire turn going, is a little bit weird to me. So I'm very, very happy that it's a bonus action. Relentless now allows you to use a maneuver once per turn without expending a superiority die, but that free maneuver uses a D8. Okay. That's fair.
Yeah, because they go up to D10 and D12 later on, so...
Wait, D12?
Which I am perfectly okay with.
They go up to D12?
Yeah, level 18, your superiority die
and
becomes a D12.
you can only do that once per turn as well.
Yeah.
That's nice.
I like that. Okay, combat superiority, your experience, especially because the free maneuver, like, can give you a shitload more versatility. Okay, so you learn maneuvers, blah, blah, blah. That's fine. Do they have any new maneuvers?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they do. Okay.
Most are from Tasha's Cauldron, which makes
Honestly,
sense. But I think there was, like, one that was, like, completely new, I think.
Confirming so many of these Tasha's, like, mechanics are absolutely amazing for me. They're just so cool.
Yeah.
All right, superiority dice. That's fine. You get 6 dice total at level 15. Okay, that's not too bad. Student of War. You gain proficiency 1 type of artisan's tools, and you gain proficiency 1 skill of your choice. Okay. Know your enemy within 30 feet. Damage immunities, resistances, vulnerabilities. Once per long rest. Okay, and you can restore with an you can use superiority dice to do it. That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
See, this is the thing that I'm really liking from what I'm seeing so far is the fact that they're kind of going a little back to the Pathfinder idea of having resources for the classes, which I really, really like.
Yeah,
Having a class resource is just fantastic, and being able to use your class resource to like replenish other stuff is just amazing.
Once we're done with fighter, I'd like to see what they've done with rogue and their sneak attack.
Okay, let's do rogue for sure. Let's do rogue.
Rogue is really fun. I really want to try out doing swashbuckler with those rules.
This is the coolest shit. This is the coolest shit. Commander's Strike using an action and a bonus action is some of the most disappointing things. Seeing it in Baldur's Gate 3, because I've never actually played a full fighter to that point before. Because when I played one, I played an Arcane Archer. And, I mean, that's already... We had to buff the shit out of that. But
Arcane Archer.
Imagine being
just play a Ranger, bro.
Imagine being a 17th level Arcane Archer and still only having 2 trick arrows.
that was what Druid used to be.
Incredible, dude. Incredible. All right. Yeah, Commander's Strike using an action and a bonus action was very disappointing, so I really like that.
Yeah, that was always weird. I guess they wanted to, like, use a bonus action and sacrifice one of your actions. Or...
No, well, I mean, Commander's Strike... Yeah. Essentially, it's an action because you're giving an attack to someone.
I think it's sacrificing one of your attacks. I don't know.
Well,
we can go down and read to it.
Commander's Strike gives someone else an immediate attack, and they can move and make an attack. And I think it's the reason it takes an action and a bonus action is that it's you're attacking out of your turn, which is already very powerful.
Yeah,
but yeah.
I can read up what it says. Like
go ahead. It's here. Yeah, let me open it up.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, go for it.
So, Commander Strike, when you take the attack action on your turn, you can replace one of your attacks to direct one of your companions to strike. When you do so, choose a willing creature who can see or hear you and expend 1 superiority die.
Yeah.
That creature can immediately use its reaction to make one attack with a weapon or an unarmed strike, adding the superiority die to the attack's damage roll on a hit.
So it's exactly what it
using
should
both
be
your
now.
action and bonus action for
you
that.
trade your attack for someone else to attack.
So instead of an entire action, it's just one of your attacks. So essentially, like I said, it's just what it should be now, which I really enjoy.
Imagine using Commander Strike on a rogue with sneak attack.
Oh god.
Yeah.
That's a really ideal situation.
or a paladin, or a paladin.
Oh my god. Commander's
Characters that can
smite,
like do a lot
dude.
of damage in one hit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mental.
Okay, Rogue. Here we go. Let's go with Rogue. Wait, no, we haven't done the rest of the subclasses. Hold on.
Roche.
Okay,
Rogue.
Brawler.
What's
Brawler?
Brawler?
Brawler.
Yeah, Brawler is hilarious.
Okay.
I
Brawlers
looked through it.
focus their training and study not on swordplay, but on the skills needed to turn a punch or kick into a brutal strike, and any innocuous object into a deadly weapon. Improvise weapons. That's sick. Some brawlers thrive in tavern scuffles and street rumbles, while others excel in espionage, wielding ordinary objects with the deadliness of an assassin's knife. That is very, very cool.
Letter opener.
And I
So-
read the feats as well.
Unarmed expert, you can roll 1d6 plus your strength modifier in place of the normal damage of your unarmed strike. If you aren't holding any weapons, the d6 becomes a d8. So it's like a double-handed thing. Okay.
Yeah.
Improvise expert. You're proficient with improvised weapons, and when you finish a long rest, choose one weapon property from the one-handed list and one from the two-handed list, light or thrown, or reach or
Wait,
thrown.
what the fuck?
Until the end of your next long rest, the one-handed choice applies to the one-handed improvised weapons you wield, and the two-handed choice applies to the two-handed ones. Yo!
Oh my
Reach?
god.
Can you pick up a chair and throw it with a range of 20 and 60? Good
And
God.
here, in addition, whenever you
Oh,
learn
no.
the improvised weapon,
Yeah.
Light.
one
You
of
could
the
use
following master properties for that
You
attack.
can give it a mastery property?
To improvise the weapons.
I'm
I
sorry,
would
but you
like-
could dual wield chairs.
Yes.
You can
I don't know. I would say a chair is a two-handed weapon.
Yeah, I was gonna say smash.
Depends on your strength.
I was gonna say smash the chair, break it open, and just fight with two chair legs. That would
Okay,
be.
but hear me out. Hear me out. If the chair is a two-handed weapon, you can cleave with it.
And give it reach.
Yeah.
Oh my
This is
god!
incredible.
This is the coolest thing. I cannot understand.
I
some of
really
these
appreciate
things.
that, like, they're going hard into the improvised
Yeah,
weapon fighter.
yeah.
Yes.
Honestly, I
fun.
am very tempted to make a fighter brawler.
I want to
Yeah.
make one now. This is what I'm saying. There's so many
And
classes.
multi-classing them with a monk.
Just go like
Oh
you,
my
you just
God.
you just go like full fucking like John Wick or something. Just use
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
every object in the
Yeah.
environment.
Literally.
Like you stab
Like,
someone
you
with
have
a
a
pencil,
pistol,
throw it
yeah,
away,
and
then
keep-
get another one.
Yeah, you have a pistol, but you can use like your.
The
just,
intro
like,
to the
occasionally
intro to
punch
the
them.
brawler will just be like, I once saw him kill 3 men in a bar with a pencil.
with a fucking pencil.
pencil. I think like. Oh, and you can give the
Grab
pencil
a
the
shot
nick
glass,
property
shove it
as
into
well.
someone's eye.
Yeah, I honestly like, I freaking love this. I think this with Tavern Brawler would be busted. By the way, like the Tavern Brawler feat with this would be.
Could you imagine
would be
if like
ideal.
the Tavern Brawler feat was how it was in
In
Baldur's Gate 3? It's
Baldur's
not,
Gate 3.
but like imagine if it was,
Oh god.
where it's double your strength modifier. Like hello.
Okay. Sap, slow, or vex, or cleave, push, or topple. Oh, cool. So pick up a table and just whack people over with it, and they just collapse.
Yeah.
I like grappling expert. That's
God.
really
Yeah.
Ooh,
nice.
you can make one unarmed strike as a bonus action,
Shove.
and you can choose the grapple or shove option. So just palm
You
someone in the
must do it.
face. Oh, you must choose grapple or shove.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I must point out that shove in 5e is either knock 'em back 5 feet or knock 'em prone.
Yes. Yeah. It's not 10 feet away.
Yeah.
Or it doesn't scale with your strength, which is wild.
Yeah. Mhm.
Imagine pushing people 30 feet away from a, like... God. In addition,
then
at the start of
also-
your turn,
yeah.
you can deal... Yes. Okay. So, hold on. You start your turn, you grab someone, you muscle them in a headlock, and at the start of your turn, you just punch them in the face, grab a chair, smash someone else, throw them away. Holy
Right.
shit, dude. The kind of stuff that I can think of.
Yeah. And wait till you get to 10 and 15.
Okay, dirty fighting. You have advantage on attack rolls made with improvised weapons and unarmed strikes against a creature grappled by you. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Insane.
Right. So what if we have someone that has like multiple arms, like more than 2, or like a
Oh
tail?
my god.
Hey, what's up, Alex? We are
Alex.
busy,
Hello.
absolutely losing our minds over what's happening in D&D. It's just so cool. You can fight like Jackie Chan with this class. Absolutely. Dude, I am Jackie Chan in his classic, like, old Kung Fu movies. Dude,
Yeah,
Yeah, like
again-
kick up a serving tray, smack someone around the face with it,
Does it
grab a glass,
the
throw it at a
hilarious-
motherfucker.
Imagine the hilarity of doing a brawler and a drunken monk.
Drunken Master Monk, I was literally about to say that.
I was
Yeah.
thinking of like Monk and this would be a great combo.
This is so sick. This is honestly so sick.
I
I
am
think...
low-key certain that some of these subclasses they come up with are made specifically with the idea of multi-classing.
Yes.
It feels like
Yeah.
that way.
Like imagine
Yeah.
mixing in flurry of blows with this crap. You know what I mean?
I want to... This is crazy. Okay, so, yeah. I want to make a brawler now. Let's see, we go. Improvise special. You are a master at making the ordinary deadly. I say again, a fucking pencil. Whenever you hit a creature with an improvised weapon, you can add your proficiency bonus to the damage roll, and the damage die of your two-handed improvised weapons becomes 1d12. In addition, whenever you attack with an improvised weapon, you can use 2 mastery properties from an improvised expert instead of 1.
So you can
Oh
both cleave
My
and topple
God.
with a table.
Table. Yeah. Cleave and topple with the Okay, so I've now decided that the brawler I'm making is a retired WWE professional.
No, MJ.
And his name is Son Gina. Yes, Ash.
You can just carry around decks of cards and just be Gambit.
They're improvised
Just throw cards at
Throw
throw
cards.
playing cards at people.
Yo! Yeah, that's what I'm doing. You could throw, and they're one-handed, so you could throw, wait a minute, no. You can, yeah, it becomes D8. So you can deal D8 damage with cards, and you can slow people by
slow
hitting
them.
them in the fucking ankles, I guess. Or sap, which is just hitting them in the face, just like, or that reminds me of that like Now You See Me scene of Jack Wilder just like smacking the police officer in the face with cards. Or Vex is like disadvantage on an attack, I guess, or something.
Imagine
That was an advantage. You have
Oh,
advantage.
you get
next turn, I
advantage.
think, was
Okay,
it?
yeah.
Imagine doing like
so sick.
D8
Why?
damage to someone just
That's
because you
actually a
decide to
point.
throw a penny at them.
That's actually a point, by the way. You can choose what mastery you want when
Yes.
you're hitting them with it.
Yeah,
That's cool.
Yeah.
And it has the light properties, so you can dual wield throwing cards. So essentially, I'm going to create magical decks that
Yeah.
exist here as like holsters, and they just like
Yeah.
spring load cards into my hands, and I just
Or
action surge,
you
throw
have
like
them,
10 cards in a turn, dude. Jesus.
You have them like on your wrist, so you just like flick your wrist and they come into your hands.
God. Can I do a Spider-Man thing and like shoot cards out of my wrist as well?
I'm gonna say also it makes sense because have you seen people who throw cards in real life? The amount of kinetic energy you're able to deliver to
Yeah.
make them stuck.
Yeah.
So yeah, that would be damaging if you actually hit someone with
Yeah.
a card in that sense.
And at level 18, your unarmed strikes improve to D8. This is cool because none of this steps on the toes of a monk, because monks
Yeah.
are going to be so much better than this at unarmed strikes. But this is just so cool, though. Like, oh, God. Okay, and finally,
Combine the
champion.
two. Yeah.
Oh, go up.
Yeah?
You missed a bit.
Wait. What? What did I miss?
Was it
no,
Improvised
no.
Specialist?
No, I did that one.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
okay, never mind.
Yeah. Okay, so champion, remarkable athlete replaces adaptable victor and moves to level 3. Champion was the original, like, intended vanilla fighter, so we'll see what happens here.
Yeah, very uncomplicated fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so improve critical, that's fine, 19 or 20. Thanks to your athleticism, you have advantage on initiative. Whoa.
Initiative.
You have advantage
Yeah.
on initiative. That's very big. And athletics
It's pretty
checks.
early
That's
too,
great.
yeah.
Advantage on athletics checks is very good because, remember, as a straightforward fighter, it's not just for jumping, climbing, and swimming. It's also for grappling. It's for climbing on top of creatures.
everything.
It's
Yeah.
for lots of stuff. Very, very cool.
Very simple, but very powerful.
AKA the boring option, says Raz. No. A human champion fighter is a completely viable build. Right. In addition, when you make a running long jump,
Boring.
If the class is boring, that just means that you haven't given them a proper background.
yeah, I'd say you're boring. In addition, when you make
Need to get a
running
bit more
long-
trauma in your
What?
background.
Okay. What the hell is heroic advantage?
we'll get there. We'll get there. So
I mean,
the
yeah, no,
distance you can
fine,
cover
that's fine.
increases by a number of feet equal to your strength modifier. Okay, sick. You gain another fighting style feat. Okay, so the thrill of battle drives you toward victory. During combat, you can give yourself heroic advantage when you start your turn. Wait, yeah. What is heroic advantage? What is that? That doesn't tell me what that is.
Let's see.
It might be like a new rule thing.
I'm gonna
Okay, here it
duplicate
is.
this.
When you have heroic advantage, also called inspiration, page 49, you can expend
it's
it to give yourself
inspiration.
advantage on a d20 test. You do so,
Oh.
decide to do so immediately after rolling the d20. Yeah, so it's inspiration.
Okay, it's inspiration.
Wait, so you can just
So you
constantly
you
have
can
inspiration?
give yourself inspiration every combat? What?
One thing is, you can never have more than one instance of heroic
Yeah,
advantage.
but-
If something gives it to you and you already have it, you can give it to a player character in your group who lacks it. This is a DM note, but
That's so cool.
yeah, some game features, such as the human, also award heroic advantage. Heroic advantage, just be a human.
That's so sick. Okay, superior critical. Your attack rolls now score critical 18 to 20, that's fine. You attain the pinnacle of resilience. Defy death. You have advantage on death saves. Moreover, when you roll an 18 or 20 on a death save, you gain the benefit of 20. Oh, so your crits also count for death saves. So you can get back up on an 18, 19, or 20. That's actually really sick. You have a 20% chance.
Rally though, my lord.
20%? 10%?
10%.
15% chance.
15, yeah.
Yeah.
15.
Heroic Rally, at the start of each of your turns, you regain hit points equal to 5 plus con modifier if you have no more than half your hit points. What? You just heal? Every turn?
Well, it's level 18 too, so it's
Well,
pretty,
I
it's a
think,
pretty
I think
good
that's
one.
why you're below your half health.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's why you're
still
below.
really good.
That's good,
like-
yeah. I mean, it's
And you don't get it if you have 0 hit points.
I'm glad they put that in there.
Yeah.
Okay, Eldritch Knights. Here we go.
Oh,
You know,
curious about
if
this
they
stuff.
didn't add that, people would be like, oh, well.
Yeah.
This is written.
They would absolutely
get
do
back
it.
up.
Yo! Spellcasting contains no School of Magic restrictions after level 3. You literally just get any spells as an Eldritch Knight. That
Okay,
is so
nice.
sick. Once again, reminding me of the spirit of a fighter, which is someone who likes to use every advantage that they have, which includes spellcasting now as well.
Instead
I
of just
love
blasty magic, you know what I mean?
Love, love, love. War Magic now allows you to place one of your attacks with casting a cantrip, allowing the Eldritch Knight to weave magic into their
That
attacks.
is so big.
Why was that not a thing before?
Literally, why wasn't it?
Oh, Geralt of Rivia, please.
Also,
Literally.
by the way, guys, prepared spells they have as well.
You get to prepare spells. What? Oh my. Improve War Magic now allows you to replace 2 of your attacks casting a level 1 or level 2 spell, allowing the Eldritch Knight to further weave magic into their attacks. You can attack and cast a spell, not a cantrip. So instead of
So big.
So basically, you get improved war magic at level 18. Okay, that makes sense. That's fair. But you can, when you take the attack action, you can replace 2 of your attacks with a casting of a spell, which at level 18 will include 3rd level. So you can 3rd level spell and attack as well as part of the same action.
It's making me want to do an Eldritch
Eldritch
Knight.
Knight with counterspell, by the way.
No, yeah. You can make an anti-mage. You can make a silence
Anti-mage.
Kai would do this.
You
Kai
can
would
get
do this.
silence now without any restriction.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Mage
yeah.
Slayer.
Oh my god.
Yeah, Mage
Just
Hunter.
cast silence on yourself and just go.
Mage Slayer spell feature, by the way.
That would be so sick.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, cantrips. Okay, they say wizard spell list. Have they changed things from arcane, primal, and
This is
divine?
remember this is previous edition.
Oh, no, this is 7. This is after 6.
No.
This
is
is
7.
after the one that we have. This is 7. Let me look at.
yeah,
Let me see what. Let me see if
I
there's some
think-
spell differences here. Maybe it's just a typo, but we'll see. Hang on. Spells, revised spells. Let's see. Okay, portent, divination wizard, eldritch blast. Sorcerer
Because this is
Feast.
Playtest 7 is the one that was posted in September.
Yeah,
The one
yeah,
that's
yeah,
currently going on is the Bastions and Cantrips. I know already what Bastions is, but let me check it real quickly what it does as for contents.
I'm looking for spells. Ah, there we go.
Well-
Class tags. Oh. Aw. The Arcane, Divine, and Primal lists are gone. All spellcasting classes return to using their own list. Aw.
Oh,
That's very sad. I really enjoyed that, actually. Oh, well.
that's tragic.
Aw. Okay. Well, I guess you're just doing wizards now.
Count spell now
Sadness.
requires a saving throw instead of the class making a
Oh,
ability check.
that's very interesting. I quite
Ooh.
like that, actually. The spell's previous design failed to account for the capabilities of the target, which is rectified by the new design. I agree. The new design
fair.
also specified the countered spell must be cast with components, and if the countered spell used a spell slot, that slot isn't expended. That is very big. Especially if players get counterspelled. That is some of
That
the...
doesn't feel as bad.
It doesn't feel as bad. I love that. I really, really like that. You know,
It's like stopping the spell before it's actually like
Before it's
manifested,
casted,
so it doesn't
yeah,
use the
yeah.
spell. Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
that's nice
I
actually.
like that.
Jump is now a bonus action.
Yes, I saw that.
But that goes both ways as well, so enemies will still have their spell slots.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
I still think this is a mistake, but I think this is part of community feedback. So if the community thinks
I
it's
think
best,
it's probably just easier to have everyone their own spell list, I
Maybe.
guess. But like, yeah,
Russell mentions that maybe unrestricted access to certain broad lists made some classes too powerful. Maybe.
Yeah, true.
I wish might be possible. I wish they would have like written the reasoning for why they went back.
oh
on
my
it.
god, jump is now a bonus action.
Yeah, it's great.
Yay!
Its target must be
about fucking
willing.
time.
Its benefit no longer relies on your strength or your speed, and it can
Yeah,
be
that's
improved.
the spell, not.
Yeah, the spell.
Yeah, I know, but
still,
it
that's
it
really
can be
good.
improved at higher levels. That's big. Okay, so War
That's
Bomb.
I have without a doubt that they have looked at the success of Baldur's Gate 3 and looked at the rules and is like, you know what? Let's
Yeah.
take some of the ideas they have
For
from there and
sure.
add it into the game.
For sure. Oh, you can bond with your weapon. That's very obvious for Eldritch Knight. You can do cantrips. Eldritch
What
Strike.
I do wish that 5e would do is because Mass Effect 5e has some really cool things. Like for example, biotic classes have like barrier, which can be used as an action or a bonus action.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So I feel like things like jumping, like so say if we went by the Baldur's Gate 3 rule of it, right? You can only use a bonus action to jump, which I think is just stupid.
Yeah.
Personally, so like if you want to jump as an action, you can, or the bonus action, you can.
I'm fine with that too.
Things
I
like-
think if
certain
something
things like that, you know what I mean?
if
I
something
think
can
at
be
the.
used, if something can be used as a bonus action, it should be able to be used as an action, as a general
Yes.
rule. I think.
I 100% agree with that. And
Yeah.
like if I ever DM'd, that would be my own home rule.
For sure, for sure.
Because it's like, yeah, it just makes sense to me.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
But
Right,
yeah.
Tuddles, let's do Rogue. That'll be the last thing we do today. So maybe if there's one more short thing that we can look through, then let's do that. But first, Rogue. Rogues rely on cunning, stealth, and their foes' vulnerabilities to get the upper hand in any situation. They have a knack for finding the solution to just about any problem, demonstrating a versatility that is the cornerstone of any successful adventuring party. I will say this is very true. You do feel it if you don't have a rogue in your party. Rogues devote as much effort to mastering the use of a variety of skills as they do to perfecting their combat abilities, giving them broad capabilities that few other characters can match. Many rogues focus on stealth and deception, while others refine skills that help them in a dungeon environment, such as climbing, finding and disarming traps, and opening locks. When it comes to combat, rogues prioritize subtle strikes over brute strength. A rogue would rather make one precise strike than wear an opponent down with a barrage of blows, unless you are a barbarian rogue, in which case rage plus sneak attack means reckless attack plus sneak attack means you will be sneaking attack every turn, and it's just insane. I've done that before. I've had me and Duddles did a mini campaign with this
I
character.
remember.
Who was it? Not who, but
It's
like
a little kid.
she was like a 10-year-old, but like what was she was
It
like
was like a beast one, wasn't it, or something like that?
it was a
Beast
she
barbarian.
was a berserker barbarian. No, she was a
It was a beast. It was something like that.
it was like a beast something barbarian, yeah, but she was a psionic rogue. So she had, and I basically created Laura X-23 from the X-Men series. So like the little girl who has Wolverine claws, essentially. And I made her a barbarian for reckless attack, and then I put everything else into rogue so that she's incredible at making ability checks and skills and stuff. But then she also sneak attacks every turn with reckless without any other things because she's just using advantage every turn. And it did. I think I did like 40 damage per round reliably. Like every round I was doing like 40. It was very, very cool. I was really enjoying it. She didn't really do much else in combat, but she did do that very well. Okay, here we go. Rogues. Blah 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 blah.
I read that as rogues rely on coming. It's like,
Well,
Rogues
read what
rely
you want
on
to read. So.
coming, yes. Rogues have almost supernatural knack for avoiding danger, and a few learn magical tricks to supplement their other abilities. Some rogues began their careers as criminals, while others used their cunning to fight crime. Whatever
They get
rogues relation to the
weapon
law,
mastery. It's over.
no common
Yeah,
criminal officer
it's
law
so
can match the
Joer.
subtle brilliance of the greatest rogues. Sneak
Nick,
attack. Wait,
Nick,
weapon
Nick,
mastery? They get masteries?
Nick,
Yeah.
Nick with a rogue, dude. Yo.
I might
Okay.
actually make a rogue that uses daggers instead of a raping.
Or,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
Vex with ranged attacks. by
That's
the
so
way.
sick. Sneak attack is
I
no
want to-
longer required to be used on your turn with the attack action. That's beautiful. Very nice.
I don't understand that one actually, which is a
So
bit weird. I
usually
need some
sneak attack
clarification on it.
needs to be done as part of your attack action, but now it can be done as a bonus action or as a reaction as well. So attacks of opportunity
okay.
can now
Really?
use
I
your
mean,
sneak
I
attack.
didn't even realize that was part of the rule.
Yeah, no, it has to be with your attack, yeah. It represents a rogue like taking time to steady their aim and then going in for the kill.
But now
Whereas
that's gone,
now
which
you
is
can
nice.
just use it as a reaction, or you can use
Well-
it as a as a fighter's commander strike, like we were talking about earlier.
Or you can use steady aim, which is a new third level feature.
Yes. I knew about steady aim already from Tasha's, but it is
Yeah.
very cool that it's official now. This is it's fantastic. It's very, very cool. Cunning Strikes is now a 5th level feature, giving tactical options
That
to
is-
sneak attack.
Oh,
We're gonna look at
guys,
that.
quickly, real quick, I just noticed what Thomas said in No Mic, which is a very weird change, actually. Warlock.
Oh, okay. So level
Warlock,
1 pack
they-
magic, level 3 warlock subclass. So I get powers from some entity, but mechanic-wise, I don't make a pack before level 3.
Because it used to be that you get the subclass at level 1.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's weird.
Okay, so let me read quickly. I want to open these in stream so I can see them. Okay. So, can you tell me
That
what...
one's a little bit like-
Actually, rather, can you tell me what page this is on so that I can get this? And which playtest it's from as well?
It's
Is this-
in playtest 7.
Okay. Playtest
I don't know which page.
7, and then it's for warlocks. What order were warlocks in? Sorcerer, warlock, and wizard. So, like, quite... Wizard upgrades.
It's page
probably
30
above
something.
30 something. Celestial patron. This will be warlock. Yeah. Okay, cool.
There
Right.
we go.
Pack magic. Okay. You have formed a pact with a mysterious entity to gain magical powers. This entity is a voice in the shadows. Its identity unclear, but its boon to you is concrete, the ability to cast spells. This is starting to make sense through the fluff. So let's think about it.
But it really depends on the character, I guess.
The information below details how you use those rules. You know 2 cantrips of your choice from the warlock spell list. Rather than choosing, you may start blah 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 blah. Okay, cool. So that basically you get your pack magic and stuff still at level 1. You get your spells. However, then at level 3, you gain a warlock subclass: Archfey, Celestial, Fiend, or Great Old One. I'll tell you why I think this is fine. It's still like mechanic-wise, you've made. Okay, think about this, right? Ford in Critical Role. Let's use Critical Role as an example. Ford made a pact with a I don't know if it was it like was it a Great Old One? Was it a it was like a deep one or something. There was like an extra warlock type of pack maker, a patron. Anyway, whoever he made it with, Ford wasn't aware of the nature of his patron when he was lower levels until only later when he started to realize it. So I think that's kind of what they're going for, where when you are a warlock at the beginning, you don't really know what you've done. You don't really know the extent of the pact that you've made until you reach level 3, and then your patron actually reveals themselves to you. However, I agree with Duddles that many characters would want their patron to reveal themselves at the first
So
kind
I
of-
guess you could just go with either way at this
Yeah.
point.
Honestly,
Yeah.
I would say this. I mean, this does make sense. It doesn't really nullify the option of knowing your patron beforehand. I just
Yeah,
think
no, it doesn't.
It just means that
Yeah.
at Warlock level 1, your patron is still dipping their toe in the water because you're level 1, and there's no ways that they're going to give you their full pact until you're level 3.
They might
is
also
fair, I guess.
They might also have that in mind because there's so many games nowadays, or well, at least that I've been in, where you start already at level 3 to begin with.
Yeah, true.
So
Yeah. I actually do think like certain things like a Paladin's Oath is also at 3rd level. They actually make the oath for that. You know what I mean?
Yes. Yeah.
yeah,
That's fair.
Yeah, it's just something that at first level, it's something that you're still sort of, you're unsure of the nature of it, and you're...
Do you still get packed your pack the blade or whatever at 3rd level? You check that real quick? Oh yeah, like the what's that?
I don't think there is pact anymore.
Wait, what?
Oh, pact magic is level 1 now.
No, but like like
no,
Pact
that's
of the
Pact
Blade,
Magic.
Back of the Book or whatever.
Yeah,
You know what I
pact
mean?
of the blade, pact of the... That's very interesting. Okay, well, let's see.
Yeah, Pact
Yeah.
Boon is
Pact
Boon is
Magic.
integrated into the Eldritch Invocations features. Over time, you're now able to use more than one of the former Pact Boon options.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so pact.
Oh,
so your
I
pact of the
like
blade
that,
is now an
actually.
invocation instead. That's
I be
very cool.
honest?
Yeah.
I'm making a warlock for Cozy's game,
Mm.
and I was sat there like, I don't know what Pact Boon I want because what if I
yeah.
don't want any of them? You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Because
So
not-
actually, this is really nice.
I have seen. There's the most underwhelming. Like, it's the most underwhelming choice ever at a level 3 warlock, choosing one of 3 options, neither of which ever jump out at me. Like,
Yeah,
even,
And
exactly.
on top of
exactly.
that,
Even-
on top of that, the patch notes for all the Eldritch Invocations, it's a pretty long list of changes.
Oh, yeah,
on
yeah.
top of that.
Okay.
Even
no, actually,
having,
the more I
like-
look at this, I like it.
even like pact of the blade is cool. You can bind a blade. I guess it's cool to summon it and unsummon it. That's really
It
cool.
really shoehorns you into 3 types of
Yes.
warlock. though.
Yeah.
That's the issue.
Absolutely. Yeah. And
Now
I
that
mean,
removes that that limitation.
and I don't know if anyone's ever played Pact of the Chain Warlock, but that shit falls off real fast. So
So it's either book or blade, and sometimes you don't want either.
Yeah. Anyway, okay, cool. So this is Rogue. Here we go.
Yes.
Here we go. So expertise is returned, reliable. They're just kind of moving things.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Same stuff as
I'm
always.
so intrigued by the whole sneak attack thing as a resource.
Yeah, I
though.
think that's the main thing I'm
it
gonna want to
froze-
look at.
It froze me back a little bit too. I used to play Pathfinder Swashbuckler, which also had the kind of like
Yeah.
the resources for their dice, and it's giving me that vibe, and I'm all in for it because of the things you can do
Yeah.
with the sneak attack now.
Once per turn, you can deal extra damage to one creature you hit with an attack roll if you're attacking with a finesse or ranged weapon, at least one of the following. Yeah, so it's once per turn. It's just when you hit with them.
Guys.
So you have
real quick,
advantage or if an ally is adjacent. Yeah.
check weapon proficiencies.
Yeah,
Oh, all martial weapons that have not just rapiers and short swords. That's
Whips.
so sick.
Yeah.
Rapiers,
Ooh.
scimitars.
God, a sneak attack with a whip. Oh my god.
I could make I could make Swashbuckler rush on, and I don't think I
Indiana
want.
Jones, hello.
Yo.
Oh my god, yeah.
You can't tell me Indiana Jones doesn't have like at least a good few levels in Rogue.
I
For sure.
wield
Yeah,
whips.
definitely.
Yeah,
He's a
that's-
main rogue.
That's
yeah.
so sick. So, this is a very, very lovely way of describing sneak attack as well. Do you know what I'm also thinking of, by the way? I'm thinking of this person next to me who's learning D&D for the first time playing Baldur's Gate 3 and is playing with a translation tool, because obviously with everything in English, it's going to not really help. But she's learned so much from it. And the one thing that I've always been a little bit worried about is introducing her to... She's created a character for actual D&D, but like I want to bring her into the next campaign that I run.
Well,
And I've always wondered, I've always been a little bit scared that the walls of text are going to be quite hard to read for her and like hard to digest. So it's really cool
quite-
that they're like changing the wording in this way to make it a lot easier to
Yeah.
understand.
I
Yeah,
quite
they're making it
enjoy that
clear.
Baldur's Gate 3 is a really good segue for you to like. Once you
Yeah.
play Baldur's Gate 3,
Yeah.
joining D&D is really easy.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
I
gateway.
agree. Yeah.
Good
Very,
gateway
it's
into
a
it.
wonderful
Very
gateway.
good.
But
Gateway
I-
drug.
I especially agree with what you said. That the fact that they're going so hard for clarification
Yeah.
on the rules.
Yeah,
is
like
just-
I like how
Yes.
they've like sectioned it, like or like
Yeah,
sneak
yeah.
attack, wild shape, things like that.
Yeah.
I love that.
Much
Very
clearer.
like clear. Yeah.
Okay, so
Oh, you get an extra language now as well with these guys.
oh nice.
Indeed.
Okay, so I love I like the way that sneak attack is worded in that it's just any once per turn. However, I think the way that I would make Commander's Strike work with this is that if you've done your sneak attack already on your turn and then the fighter makes you attack again, it would take your sneak attack from the next turn because it says it has to be once per turn. I don't know if I think that maybe need to
No,
be
sneak attack is like literally anyone's turn.
No, but like, what do you mean? Because it's once, because you don't ordinarily attack during other people's turns.
Well, it doesn't say once per your turn or like once on your turn. It says once per turn. And
Yeah, that's the difference.
Okay.
so technically, yeah, you could use if you on your turn you use your main attack action to do a
Yeah.
sneak attack,
Okay.
and then the guy moves away from it, provokes an opportunity attack. That's going to be on their turn, but that means you should still be able to apply the sneak attack because it's
Interesting.
another turn.
You only
It's not
get
once-
one
it's-
reaction anyway most
Yeah,
of the time. So,
it's not once per round, which is I think
Yeah.
what you're thinking about. It's once
Yeah.
per turn instead.
Yeah, it would clarify as once per round, I think.
Okay. All right. So thieves can't. Thieves can't in one other language. It's very cool. Right. Weapon mastery. Wonderful. 2 kinds of weapons of your choice. When you finish a long rest, you can change the kinds of weapons. Oh, so this is interesting because you actually are you're just using the property of 2 kinds of weapons. Oh, wait, no, sorry. It's the same as everything else. It's fine. I thought I was reading it incorrectly. All right, so you can switch to using the mastery properties of scimitars and short swords. Okay, very cool, very cool. Cunning action, trickster, assassin, assassin,
Swashbuckler.
That's from Tasha's, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Swashbuckler is from Tasha's,
Yeah.
and it's
Steady
the one.
aim, look at that shit.
I've seen it.
Yeah.
It's really, really good. Okay, steady aim is really good. I've seen this already. You can give yourself advantage
That's
on the next
basically
attack
just
roll.
utility
Yeah.
action.
Yeah,
Basically, yes. Essentially, you can as a thief, this would be really good because you can use one of your 2 bonus actions to do this. Very cool. But then your speed is 0 until the end of the current turn. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, so ASI.
Yes, look, here we
okay,
go.
okay.
Now
Here's
we're,
Cunning
Here we
Strike.
go.
So,
now we're coming to the meat.
you've developed cunning ways to use your sneak attack. When you deal sneak attack damage, you can add one of the following cunning strike effects. Each effect has a die cost, which is the number of sneak attack damage dice you must forego to add the
I
effect.
really like that.
You remove the
Yeah.
die before rolling, and the effect occurs immediately after the attack's damage is dealt. So if you add the poison effect, remove 1d6 from sneak attack's damage before rolling. So you're sacrificing damage for an extra effect. Wonderful.
Which
Yeah.
I really like, actually.
Yeah.
That's really
If a
clever.
cunning strike effect requires a saving throw, blah, blah, blah. Oh, it's a... Whoa, the saving throw is it's off dex. That's very cool.
I mean, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Disarm, the target must succeed on a dex saving throw or it drops 1 item of your choice that it's holding. Oh, so
Withdraw?
sick,
Holy
dude.
crap.
Okay, so poison...
Withdraw basically nullifying steady aim.
Oh, shit. Yeah, you can you can move up to half your speed without provoke opportunity attacks. Nice. Poison,
That's
you can add a...
that's just a free disengage, even.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can add a toxin to your strike. You can make them poisoned. But you must have a poisoner's kit. That's pretty sick. You can trip someone. I love this. I love this so much. Adding so much
like,
more versatility.
I
Because
really
let me tell
like
you...
the concept of using, like, sacrificing damage for an extra effect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
The idea
Oh.
of rogues,
Hey,
when
so
the idea of rogues is cool until you've played them for a while, and then in combat, rogues become, I come out of hiding, I shoot, and I go back into hiding again. This
Exactly.
gives so much more versatility for what you can do.
this means with your first attack you can trip and then get a crit when they're prone with your second attack.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's really nice. Yeah.
I mean, prone doesn't give a crit.
No,
but
it's
yeah.
give you advantage, but yeah,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
it's very nice though.
If prone grave gave crit, then
But
a lot
still,
of people would be in danger.
And then
okay. Evasion, reliable talent. Wait, reliable talent's at 7th level now. What?
Oh,
Yeah.
what?
What?
Holy
Yeah.
shit.
Jesus.
Okay, so can I just say,
Yeah.
seeing reliable talent in action in Enderos that shit is insane.
Oh, I love reliable
So
talent.
that
dude.
getting
Yeah.
that.
Bye.
Oh, see ya.
Bye, Raz.
Getting that earlier.
Yeah.
My God.
We saw reliable
It's
talent
because-
in Exandria as well, because Trick got reliable talent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's also because the 11th level feat now is the improved cunning strike, which means you can use up to 2 cunning strike effects when you deal sneak attack damage. You're still paying the dice cost for each, but you can do 2 of them now.
That is very, very cool. Trip and poison, or trip and withdrawal.
Trip and withdraw or poison.
Disarm.
And I imagine,
poison,
and I
so
imagine the
cool.
new subclass stuff will give you more options.
Probably. Let's see. Yeah. Oh, you've got more.
Yeah, you got more at 14th level.
Knockout.
Knockout.
Yes. Yes.
This
Oh
makes so
my
much sense
God.
for a sneaky thing.
An instant knockout. Holy shit. I have been... Do you know how many GMs have different rulings for like instant KOs or instant kills? Because it's such an overpowered thing in D&D to be able to do. And yet, it makes so much sense. If I have... Mechanically... If I have someone, let's say, I don't know, Duddles wants to break Rain out of prison, and Duddles is a rogue, and Duddles comes up to a god and goes, the god doesn't know I'm there, and he doesn't have a helmet on. I'm going to smack him over the head with a club as hard as I can, and he will not hear it until it connects with him. And you do like 1d4 damage. Like,
Yeah, right.
hello?
Exactly.
it should give him brain damage. Like, that's the... Yeah, so this gives me so much catharsis. Like trying to consult
Giving
communities.
rogues an actual knockout ability.
Yeah.
Granted,
So cool, dude.
it's 14th level, but
I mean,
at least
yeah.
it's there.
But it's there, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I would have like, if I had done my things, I would have wanted to see both the devious strikes and the cunning strikes earlier, if I'm going to be honest.
Yeah. I think this is worth the payoff because you're taking 66 away from your sneak attack for sure.
It is, yeah.
At least it's there.
Yeah,
Right? But like,
yeah.
yeah, it's really good.
Ooh, obscure. You strike near the target's eyes. Ooh.
Pocket sand.
Damn. Targets must succeed or as a blinded condition. Very cool. Slippery Mind, proficiency, wisdom, charisma. Elusive. No attack roll can have advantage against you. I think that's originally a rogue attack, but it's a rogue
that's
thing, but it's very cool.
Yeah. Rogue doesn't have too many changes. It's mostly the whole cunning strike thing that
I
they
really
added
like
to,
the,
which is really
the
good.
cost thing, though. Let's see the subclass, though, because they have their own things.
Okay,
I
so
think.
Arcane
Yeah.
Trickster. Spellcasting now uses the Arcane spell list. Okay, but that's done. But there is no School of Magic restriction after 3rd level.
Very cool.
The Rogue can now change 1 cantrip when gaining a level, and the Rogue can use an Arcane Focus. Yeah. Ooh, using it like your dagger or something. Very cool. Versatile Trickster has been redesigned to allow you to use certain options from your Cunning Strike with your Mage Hand. Oh
Yeah.
my
Oh.
god, dude.
So you can set the mage hand to do sneak attacks.
No, the Mage Hand can go Cunning
Oh.
action
we'll see.
stuff. So, like, the Mage Hand can probably go trip people and stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm going to. You gain the ability to distract targets with your mage hand. When you use the disarm or trip options of your cunning strike, you can also target that option at a creature within 5 feet of the spectral hand.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, you can do 2 at once. That's so sick. Yeah.
That's normal Arcane Trickster, but they've just changed
Oh.
the requirements.
Oh, okay, cool. All right, so you know cantrips, that's fine. You get prepared spells again. Are they just preparing spells like...
Everyone gets spells.
Wait a minute. Prepared spell. You prepare a list to start, choose 3 level... Oh, wait a
They
minute.
just changed the wording.
Oh, they've just changed the wording. Okay. So it's... Wait a minute. Yeah, because it's not like...
yeah, they've changed what. That's a bit like.
Whenever that number increases, choose additional spells. It says... Yeah, you can
yeah,
replace
change-
1 spell.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. Okay,
I
so
don't
it's
like
not...
they've merged the distinction.
Yeah.
They've gotten rid of the distinction.
The word
Yeah.
prepare needs to be distinguished from like druids and clerics.
Known and yeah.
Yeah, I do think there's a reason for known and prepared spells distinction, but that's fine. Okay, so obviously Mage Hand is good. Versatile Trickster is great. Okay, sick. Assassin. Assassinate gives you advantage on initiative rolls, and the extra damage of the feature no longer requires a target to be surprised.
Oh, thank
which is
God.
very
Yeah.
nice. Because that, I don't,
Yeah, like the player asking, are they surprised?
Are they surprised?
constantly?
Exactly. I was just about to say that.
It's the elevated version of is that boss an ally? For the purpose
Or-
of sneak attack.
or it's the monk question of is this dim light or
Dim light,
darkness?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, envenom weapons lets you benefit from poisoners kit. Oh, this is great. I'm happy about this because there's a part of the assassin that kind of it forces you to play a certain way. So I really enjoy that there's maybe a little bit different kind of
Ooh,
slight
Death
different things.
Strike.
Yeah, during the first round of each combat, you have advantage on attack rolls against if you're taking a turn. If your sneak attack hits any target during that round, the target takes extra damage of the weapon's type equal to your rogue level. Very cool. So
Wait,
instead
hang
of
on, wait.
it used to be a crit, but it's now just equal to your rogue level, like extra damage. Extra guaranteed damage is pretty good though.
Yeah.
You're an expert
Yeah.
at posing as someone else to aid your infiltrations. That's normal. You get 2d6 poison damage. That's also normal. Oh, it ignores resistance to poison damage. That's very nice.
Very good, very good.
Wait a minute. Oh, it's the poison option of your cunning strike. So you get 2d6 extra poison damage. That's very nice. And then Death Strike. When you hit with your sneak attack on the first round of combat, the target must succeed on a Constitution saving throw, or the attack's damage is doubled. Okay, so it's an auto crit on 17th level, which makes sense.
Yeah, but does that double again if you do get a crit?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh
Like-
god.
Yeah.
I wouldn't make it
Like,
quadruple.
does it still
I think
double?
it would. I
Did
think
it still
would
double
triple.
the crit damage?
And then
No,
keep in
so,
mind
so
also.
here's the thing: normal crits are double dice,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and with this it'll be double dice,
Or
and
double damage.
the results are doubled.
That's very
And
interesting.
keep in mind
That's
also.
mental.
Honestly, for
Keep in mind that
17th
it doesn't need to. Keep in mind it doesn't need to be surprised this time either.
Yeah. For 17th level, I would let that. I think I would be okay with that quadrupling. Okay,
And
swashbuckler.
it's like first round of combat
Yeah.
solely.
Yeah. Swashbuckler, panache.
This is my
so-
favorite subclass.
Fancy footwork. If you make a melee attack against a creature, that creature can't make opportunity attacks against you. Lovely. Rakish
Lovely.
audacity. When you roll initiative, you can give yourself a bonus. Ooh, charisma bonus to initiative. That's nice.
Yeah, that's
And-
the same though.
You don't.
Oh god, yeah, that's it.
You
I had
don't
an idea.
need. What's that, Ash?
I had an idea for a swashbuckler rogue that was also a blade single wizard
Oh, I like that.
that focused on like moving around the battlefield between attacks.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so you don't need advantage on the attack roll to use your sneak attack if you're within 5 feet, no other creatures are near you, and you don't have disadvantage.
So if you're dueling someone,
Basically,
That is-
if you're
that has been
only
since
if you're the
1v1,
only
yeah.
one there, yeah. Okay,
That
so
has been since
Panache.
before, so it's nothing different there.
panache. You've practiced new ways to use your sneak attack. The following effects are now among your cunning strike. Goad.
Bye,
Okay.
Thomas.
oh, it's like a
Bye.
taunt.
Oh, Thomas is leaving too. Goodbye. Okay. So
Yeah.
Looks gets a taunt. All right.
yeah, you get a taunt. That's awesome.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's pretty cool because when you think about it, swashbuckler is kind of like the tanky or the the
Dodge tank.
The dodge tank,
Yeah.
So for them having a taunt like this, it makes sense mechanically.
And then there's awe, which is each creature of your choice within 30 feet must succeed on a wisdom save or have the charmed condition. That's very
and I
cool.
love that one. That is just so. That is
Wow.
so
You
swashbuckler.
can do that out of combat as well. Very nice. Very
Yeah.
nice.
The 2 more and 13th level as well.
Oh, parrying stance. Yeah, roll a d6. You get a bonus to your AC equal to the number rolled. Whoa.
That is pretty big.
Potential 6 extra AC. That's lovely. Invigorate. Choose a creature you can see within 30 feet of yourself until the end of the creature's next turn. Whenever it makes an attack roll, it can roll a d6 and add the number roll to the attack roll. That's very nice. A little bit of mini inspiration there at 13th level. And then after you make your sneak attack, you can make another attack against the same target provided you're within 5 feet and no other creatures in 5 feet of you. Okay, so just like
So
extra attack.
it's a
Extra
one-way
attack.
for extra attack, yeah. Which makes sense for the swashbuckler.
as
because
long
they're-
as you are dueling them. Like that's
Yeah.
okay. Then there's thief. Okay, so fast hands now lets you take the use an object action instead of the search action.
Yeah,
But
I should point
also-
out that Baldur's Gate 3 does it differently because they give you an extra bonus action that is not normal. For
Ah,
a thief, right?
yes. Yeah. It also lets you use the magic action to activate a magic item. Okay. Second story work lets you move along ceilings without an ability check. What?
What?
Lets
Yeah.
you move along ceilings without an ability check. Hello?
Hello.
No, I
Whoa.
had to read that
Spider
twice.
climb?
What
Yeah.
the fuck? You just
You get spider
crawl
climb
like
constantly.
Spider-Man? Hello?
Wait, go down and read it.
No, because
It
you'd still have to make like an ability check to climb up the wall.
Yeah, but you can move you can
Well,
move
let's
along
actually
ceilings
read
without an ability check.
let's actually read
And
the feature.
It lets you use Dex for jumping, which is very nice. Supreme Sneak now has functionality. You can sacrifice a sneak attack die to remain hidden when you attack. Yo,
Yeah.
that's so cool. Okay, so as a bonus action, you can sleight of hand. You can pick a lock or disarm a trap, or you can use an object. You can take the use an object action. Okay. Second story work. You gain a climb speed
There you
equal to
go,
your
there you
speed,
go.
so you don't need to make a roll to climb things as long as there are handholds. On your turn, you can move on a ceiling without making an ability check, provided there's at least one handhold during the move. But if you fall, if you end the
Yeah,
turn
that
there
makes
without
sense.
a
Yeah.
handhold. Yeah.
That's
So
good.
you
Okay.
can't.
I think
You can't like
So you can,
stick
like,
up
gymnastics
there,
your
but
way
you
across,
can move
basically.
across
Yeah.
it. Yeah, okay.
I think the image is sort of like if you're having a
Like-
rogue that is trying to climb through like the chandeliers and stuff
Like
like
Yeah.
that.
swinging from
Yeah.
thing
Yeah.
to thing, basically.
Yeah.
You are a rogue who is dodging laser grids by crawling across the ceiling. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Dope as fuck.
Oh, it's like the from is it Ocean's 11 or 12? One of those. The scene where the guy jumps through all the lasers and
Yeah.
climbs through
Yes.
statues.
Yeah.
That's literally it.
Okay, you gain the following cunning strike options. Stealth attack. If you have the hides action's invisible condition, this attack doesn't end that condition on you if you end the turn behind 3/4 cover or total cover. Okay, that makes sense. I really like that. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
Use magic device. You've learned how to maximize use of magic items. You can attune up to 4 magic items at once. That's lovely.
Ooh.
When you use a magic item property that expends charges, roll a d6. On a roll of 6, you use the property without expending the charge. That's wonderful.
Yeah.
And you can use any spell scroll using intelligence as your ability. If the spell is a cantrip or first level, you can cast it reliably. If the scroll contains a higher level spell, you must succeed on an Arcana check.
This is just the Nathan Drake subclass, basically.
Yes,
I love that.
pretty much, yeah. And then 17th level, you can take
Oh, you
two
get 2
turns
turns.
during the first round of any combat. You take your first turn at normal and second at initiative -10. That's wonderful. That is very, very cool. Okay, let's have a look at the tiny things. So character origins, expert classes, cleric and revised species, druid and paladin, player's handbook, PHP part 2, part 3, bastions and cantrips. Is there any last thing that you guys want me to go over before we end things?
Want to know what the Bastion stuff is?
I think bastions might be resource management
It's
for later
homing,
levels.
housing, housing and stuff like
yeah.
that.
So a
Oh.
bastion, let's read bastions. Here we go. A bastion is a location that belongs to a player character. Holy shit, I'm so excited for this.
So revised cantrips could be interesting as well.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Just
A home, a stronghold, and a place of power that the character nurtures and develops over the course of a campaign. Oh, so it starts from the beginning and then you can kind of improve it over time. A bastion offers I've always wanted to do this. In fact, this was the freaking idea for my campaign. So I'm so happy that there's now a mechanic for this. A bastion offers a camper a temporary refuge from the dangerous world. Oh, it's your Baldur's Gate 3 camp. They have stolen so much stuff from this game. It is actually crazy. It provides opportunities for characters to craft magic items, conduct research, harvest poisons, build ships, and carry out a broad range of other activities. Wonderful. It's up to the DM to decide whether bastions are available in a campaign. Bastions are best suited to campaigns that allow characters to return during intervals when they're not actively adventuring. Yes. So basically, if this campaign was you were based in a location, then you could return to your bastion and have that and then come back again.
I might steal this idea for whenever I do my
Yeah.
espionage
Ooh,
campaign.
Hell yeah. There's no need to choose between going on adventures and commanding a bastion. A character can do both at once. I mean, you know, if you make a good enough case for it, I could give you a portable bastion. Just have it like a magic staff. And like you can go inside it like a little portable.
Panacea in the Star Wars game.
Yeah, I mean it's a ship basically, yeah. A character could do both. Yeah, a bastion has special facilities that generate in-game benefits, and these facilities can also undertake projects while the character is otherwise preoccupied. Downtime, yo! Background research, that's so sick. Okay, so we're basically playing XCOM. Bastions are intended to be havens for the characters who own them. Although random events might test a bastion from time to time, there are bastion events. Your bastion can be attacked. Oh my god.
Fall of a bastion.
The bastion can be destroyed in only 2 ways. See Fall of a Bastion. Okay. Most importantly, a bastion is creative playground for a player and a shared storytelling space in the campaign. I'm doing this. I'm doing this so bad. I'm doing it so hard, dude. So fucking hard. DMs should be as permissive as possible with the stories players tell in their bastions, but players should know their control goes only as far as the campaign's larger story, which the DM strives to make fun for everyone. So, defenders and hirelings. To ease the burden on players, we don't present or require statistics for bastion, hirelings, and defenders. All a player needs to track is the number of each in their bastion. Players can assign names and personalities to their bastion's occupants as they see fit. And GP expenditure. Bastions give characters new ways to spend their gold, but we want the gold they spend to make them happy, as opposed to feeling like mortgage payments. Characters going to like the bank of Neverwinter and being like, listen, I need a loan, okay? They foreclosed my house. I need you.
You've taken 4 loans already, and you haven't paid them back.
Just one more, okay? Boblin the Goblin. He just needs a home, all right?
You're from Waterdeep.
If you allow,
We're Neverwinter. We don't have jurisdiction over Waterdeep.
If you allow bastions in your campaign,
I'm Gale.
Hello, I'm Gale. Characters acquire their bastions when they reach level 5.
Hello.
Okay, so when you reach level 5, you and the players can decide together how the bastions came into being. A character might inherit or receive a parcel of land. They might take into a pre-existing structure and refurbish. Fair to assume work has been going on behind the scenes, so the bastion is ready for use when the character reaches level 5.
Maybe they get gifted it from a quest they did.
Yeah, could do that too. The shape style... Well, level 5 is basically where D&D pops off, so... It's kind of like, you've saved the village and therefore you have a tiny house.
Maybe it was previously like a monster den that they just cleared out and, you know.
Pretty much what's happened in Endoros because we cleansed the cursed land and we got the cursed mansion that was there. Now we're making it something special.
You cleared them out, you might as well have it.
Okay, so the shape, style, and function are up to the player. So a wizard might build a tower, cleric might do a shrine, fighter might build a keep, a rogue might establish a guild hall or lodge. Characters of other classes might choose one of these forms or combine them. A paladin might be similar to a cleric shrine, but fortified as a fighter's stronghold. And multiple characters can combine their bastions to form a single large structure. See Bastion map later in this document. Bro, I'm telling you, the fact that each character has a bastion is crazy, dude.
Yeah.
Like, that's so cool. Not every character needs to have a bastion. It's fine for some players to opt in and others to opt out. Characters without bastions can still gain some benefits from their friends' bastions. Every bastion contains... The word bastion sounds weird now. Every bastion contains basic and special facilities, which encompass everything from kitchens to bedrooms to fantastical menageries and magical laboratories. See bastion facilities. A character can add basic facilities at any time, spending money and time depending on the facility. Each bastion begins with 2 special facilities. Can I just be
Newt Scamander and have it inside a briefcase?
Yes.
Yeah.
Each bastion begins with 2 special facilities, and character adds each additional special facilities, reaching levels 9, 13, and 17. I love that it levels with you. It gives such a lovely way to progress in a background fashion. It's giving more options to late game stuff.
Every 7 days.
Yeah, a bastion turn. As time passes in the campaign, characters take bastion turns to reflect the activity occurring in their bastions, whether or not you are present.
Basically getting like the Wizard's Tower in Oblivion or your Deep Scorn Hollow.
Yes.
And you can upgrade those rooms and you get all the goodies inside.
Yeah. A bastion turn occurs every 7 days of in-game time, but you can alter the frequency. On a bastion turn, a character can issue orders to the special facilities in their bastion or issue the maintain order to the entire bastion. By default, bastion turns occur 7 days. The characters are on a long... Okay, so basically, they give characters opportunities. Here are some typical situations. The character's on a long journey away. After the character's been away for 7 days, you might say, time for a bastion turn. Since you're not there, resolve the maintain order for your bastions, and then roll for bastion events. The character spends 7 days or more in their bastions between adventures. You might say you have 6 weeks to spend in your bastions. Go ahead and resolve 6 bastion turns. Yes, this is so cool. I'll tell you why, because...
Downtime.
The
Say for the you know, your out adventuring thing, you could always just have a sending stone to like your seneschal or something.
I was gonna say, yeah. Hold on.
Take a bastion turn before you leave again in the morning.
Imagine you're like in a fight with like some like mid boss, and then you get a call from your fucking secretary. Like, sir, we need to know how we're spending this week's budget.
Sir,
Oh my
sir,
God.
Some rats got into the granary again. What do we do?
I so want to make a character now that whose bastion is just a bank.
There's a group of goblins that keep pissing on the main gate. What are we going to do about this?
Okay, one of the reason why I love this so much is that the DM's guide book has always been very vague with how downtime works, and it's been there are lots of tables and events that could happen, but they don't really give you time frames to do that, which is something that I really enjoy having. I like having a set time frame that I can roll for events with instead of just having it be a general thing. I don't like using my discretion in terms of long periods of downtime. I like it if it's an event every 7 days, I can work with that. It's really cool. I love this. The characters return to their bastions in the midst of adventure. You might say you have just enough time to issue a new order if you like. Take a bastion turn before you leave again in the morning. Or the characters are adventuring near their bastions and are spending every night. You might say it's been a week since your last bastion turn, so you can take a new one now. Okay. You might want to slow the pace. If characters have a long period of downtime, say 6 months or more, you might call for a bastion turn every month instead of every 7 days. That makes sense. Aim for about 6 days. Who would spend 6 months of a campaign in the bastion though? Jeez. Yo. Okay.
Well, I mean, I can see like campaigns where like they've done something a big part of the campaign, but then they just have to wait for the wheels to turn, you know.
Yeah, that's true.
Me and my ex was running a game where due to events of previous adventure, one of the characters was promoted to being a count and received his own county, and we plopped the group into basically playing Crusader Kings in this like rundown like backwater thing. So they would have spent like all of their time in that place.
Well, very interestingly, resource management, Crusader Kings style gameplay is very, very much a lot of what late stage D&D is meant to be. The later levels of D&D, the combat is so horrifically unbalanced and hard to keep together that a lot of late stage D&D becomes resource management and kingdom management for sure, because you get so powerful that you're not just a lone adventurer anymore. You have control over a city or a town or something. Okay, aim for about 6 to 8 bastion turns per level. This guideline, just give me guides. Let me know that I'm on the right track, you know? Like this idea that it's balanced is just so good for me. Like the one thing that I have struggled with in my games, the game that I'm in right now, for example, is how many, like at the moment I give these things called character points, which in our system they're like XP points. You can use them in the game, but you can also use them to like level up your skills. And I have struggled. I've created my own system because I've had to, because I've struggled so much to determine what is the right amount of character points to give people at the end of a session. And some people say anywhere from 3 to 5 per session is good. But I'm like, what do you get them for? How do you award them? So I've created my own system for that, and I do that every time at the end of every session. But I end up overgiving because I guess maybe I'm too nice. So everyone gets like 7 or 8 per session. Which lets them, use them a little bit less sparingly. But I love this, that they're telling me it's okay to have like 6 or 8 per level. Yeah, this is great. Okay, If the character is adventuring at a breakneck pace and gaining a level every week, they'll have no time to enjoy the benefits of their bastions. On the other hand, if they're spending extended time between adventures, spacing out bastion turns ensures they won't amass more bastion points than they can use. Okay, so you get BP. You get each special facility generates bastion points, depending on the facility and the bastion order issued to that facility. Players are responsible for tracking how many bastion points their character has, and bastion points can't be transferred between characters or their bastions. A character can spend bastion points to acquire magic items or to receive certain other special awards. Okay, cool. So you can just get some benefits and stuff. Okay. I'm not going to read all of this, but this is, you can acquire magic items, and
It's very cool, though.
you can also, on gaining a level, you can spend points to ensure that word of their heroic deeds spreads throughout the region. And for the next 7 days, the character has advantage on all charisma checks while within 50 miles of the
Jesus.
bastion. That's very cool. When a character dies, the character can spend 100 bastion points to return to life in their bastion at the next dawn.
Okay.
After spending BP in this way, a character can't do so again until at least gaining one level.
Very high fantasy, that.
I like this, but
I mean-
I don't know if I'm going to use it in mine, but it's
I mean,
quite
yeah, you
cool.
could flavor it as having some kind of like resurrection shrine.
Or a hireling that is a cleric.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Someone, someone just quickly runs to get you and pull you there to be like,
Oh,
don't
so you
die,
get
sir.
Oh, for
squares.
fuck's sake, my masters died again. Oh, god damn it.
So, wait,
Cramped,
we're a
roomy, and
bastion, we could
vast.
become liches. Alright, cool.
Yeah, yeah, your phylactery.
So what if you just have
you
you just have a cleric that knows true resurrection?
Yeah, yeah. Cramped, roomy, and vast gives you your maximum area, which is very cool. You get a floor plan. Closets, doors and windows, corridors, defensive walls. Very
Can
cool.
my bastion just be a closet?
You die and then
you are anything but out of the closet.
yeah, true. Somewhere
You
in
are out
a
of the closet.
somewhere in a random fucking like janitor's broom closet in Waterdeep after you die, your character just wakes up the next day
Hey,
like, oh,
that-
here we go.
that-
Okay.
That did just remind me that in like the first campaign I played of Ollie's, my monk Hope did just sleep in a fucking closet in an
Yes,
airship
I
instead of
remember.
like an actual room.
I remember.
It's like,
Okay.
nah, I'll just have the fucking like broom closet. It's fine.
You can combine your bastion. Basic facilities: bedroom, courtyard, dining room, kitchen, parlor, storage, and washroom. They can be enlarged.
Nice.
They can be changed. You can add them, and they cost gold. This is the time required. This is perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. It's giving me exactly what I need. You can enlarge. Okay, special features. Special
You could
facilities.
also-
All right, so
You
special.
could also turn this into from just a bastion into like a small village as well,
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
because people could obviously come start camping out around the adventurer's bastion because
Yeah.
it's safe.
Yeah.
It's safe.
Each special facility has a
I want to make a
level.
campaign that is that now, like where the whole thing is that a bunch of adventurers decide we're just gonna settle down.
Yeah, yeah.
That sounds great, honestly.
And then they
Yeah.
have to help the village grow and then defend it from things and like
Yeah.
go out and face
Oh.
threats to that village specifically.
Okay, so you get basic facilities, but then you get special facilities as you gain levels. So when you get to level 5, you get 2 specials, and you get 2 more at level 9. And there's no building time because it's considered being built as you level, so that there's progression while you're leveling up. And okay, cool. Then there's some space. There's hirelings. Orders. You can issue special
I
orders
think
to
they
one or
should
more
also.
of your
I think they
facilities.
should give days in case they don't use levels to, because I think
Maybe, yeah.
that kind of forces the DM to be like, well,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
not gonna be building forever, is it?
Yeah,
If we
that's
don't
true.
level.
So there's craft, empower, harvest, maintain, recruit, research, and trade. Very cool. Oh, and these are all the special facilities: an arcane study,
Oh my
armory,
god.
barracks, garden, library, sanctuary, smithy, storehouse,
Whoa.
workshop, gaming hall, greenhouse, laboratory, sacristy, scriptorium, stable, teleportation circle, theater, training area, trophy room, archive, meditation chamber, menagerie, observatory, pub, reliquary, demi-plane, guild hall, sanctum, war room. This is so freaking cool. Oh, and then they have their own like stuff as well. Okay, so obviously the only thing I'm gonna handle now, because I do want to end soon, is the top level ones, because those look really cool.
I just want to say though, the fact you can have trade as a thing, and I'm just sitting here, oh my god, I need to make a banker swashbuckler now because of this.
Okay, demi-plane, level 17. A shadowy door appears on a flat, solid surface in one of the other facilities in your bastion. You choose the location. If you're in your bastion during a bastion turn, you can relocate this door to another facility. The door is large enough to allow medium creatures to pass through it unhindered, and only you and your bastion's hirelings can open it. It leads to a demi-plane that takes the form of a room made of otherworldly materials as resilient as stone. The demi-plane exists in extra-dimensional space and therefore isn't attached physically to other locations in your bastion. Neither the demi-plane nor its door can be dispelled. When you issue the Empower order to the facility, magical runes appear on the demi-plane's walls, floor, and ceiling and last for 7 days. Until the runes disappear, you gain temporary hit points equal to 5 times your level after spending an entire long rest in the demi-plane. So cool. And it imparts the following benefits. Fabrication. While in the demi-plane, you can use a magic action to magically create a non-magical object of your choice from nothing, causing it to appear in the demi-plane. Yes?
I just realized one thing you could expand with this. You don't need to use the bastions for your place. You can use this for a city. To decide where places are in the city that they can go to and do these things.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, this is awesome. The demi-plane and its contents can't be scryed upon using crystal balls, divination spells, or similar magic. That's great. That's so cool. Okay.
I realized that when I looked at the fact that there's a gaming hall, for example, and that there's a pub, and it's like, you can literally just make a place for any tavern. You can actually give it a purpose in a city or a town where they go to, and like,
oh damn, guild hall. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's freaking go.
These are so fucking cool though. Goddamn.
Comes with a guild hall comes with a guild for which you are the guild master. Choose the type of guild from the options and work with your DM to create a new guild. The facility is a meeting room where members of your guild can discuss important matters in your presence. Wall banners depict the guild symbol. Your guild has roughly 50 members made up of skilled folk who live and work outside your bastion, usually in nearby settlements. Each time you issue the recruit order to the facility, you commission one or more members of your guild to perform a special assignment. Each guild in the sample guild's table specifies the nature of that assignment. With your DM's permission and help, you can create new assignments for guild members to complete. Yo! Adventurers Guild, you send adventurers to track down a beast. They slay or capture the creature in 1d6 + 1 days. And you can, if you capture it and your bastion has a menagerie, you can add the creature to the facility. And if you have a trophy room, you can add the trophy. Yo!
I want to point out that there's only like common like baker's guild, jeweler's guild.
You assign bakers to create baked goods for a prestigious event that occurs within the next 7 days.
Salvo the baker.
You can receive payment in coin 500 gold or in the form of a favor owed to you by the event's host. That is so sick.
Caterer's Guild.
The Brewer's Guild, the Cartographer's Guild. So I saw Sextant and got really excited, but it's not that kind of Sextant.
Entertainers Guild. I mean, that could technically be a brothel.
Yeah.
Good.
A Jeweler's Guild, Mason's Guild, Shipbuilder's Guild, Thieves Guild. Ooh. Okay.
And like to keep in mind that these are just examples as well, like the amounts of guilds you can make.
Yeah, dude.
You can create so much with this.
This is so sick. A Sanctum. Okay. A Sanctum. It's roomy. This a place of solace and healing. When you issue the Empower order to this facility, you inspire its hirelings to perform daily rites that benefit you or another player. Each time the beneficiary finishes a long rest, they gain temporary hit points equal to your level. This effect lasts for 7 days. Whenever you spend a long rest in your bastion, you can cast Heal once within the next 7 days without expending a spell slot. And when you cast Word of Recall, you can make your Sanctum the destination of a spell instead of another place you've previously designated. In addition, one creature of your choice that arrives in the sanctum via the spell gains the benefit of a heal spell. That's very cool.
Ooh.
This is so sick. Okay, last one. Last one. Oh, I'm getting tired. A war room. Okay, here we go. The war room is where you plan military actions in consultation with an inner circle of loyal lieutenants, each one a battle-hardened veteran whose alignment matches yours. You start with 2 lieutenants.
I like that they make that finisher.
Yeah. You start with 2 lieutenants, but can add more as described below. If your bastion lacks facilities to house your lieutenants, they secure accommodations in the inn or settlement closest to your bastion. Lieutenants don't count as bastion defenders, but if your bastion is attacked, each lieutenant housed in your bastion reduces by 1 the number of dice you roll to determine how many defenders are lost in the attack. Interesting. You don't actually roll like a D&D combat, you roll to see how many people are lost. The war room contains war memorabilia plus a large table surrounded by enough chairs for you and your lieutenants. When you issue the recruit order to this facility, choose one of the following options. You can recruit lieutenants, you can recruit soldiers. Each lieutenant can muster 100 guards in 7 days to fight for your cause. Reduce that to 20 guards if you want them to be mounted on riding horses. You get cavalry. It costs you 1 gold piece and to feed each guard and his horse in your army. You get an army. You literally get to recruit an army.
Just create the Wound Hussars.
Wherever the army goes, it must be led by you or at least one of your lieutenants, or else it disbands immediately. The army also disbands if it goes 1 day without being fed. Otherwise, the army remains until it is destroyed or you command it to disband. Jeez, dude, this is so sick.
This is all the bastion before you go, MJ.
Okay, if a character issues...
just want to say...
Yeah, go ahead.
Definitely, that's what Kai is having in Baldur's
I was
Gate
about
now,
to say,
their
yes.
bastion, the war room.
Yeah. If a character issues no orders to their bastion for a number of consecutive bastion turns equal to the character's level, typically because the character is dead or otherwise out of commission, the hirelings abandon the bastion and the site is eventually looted. If the character returns later, they have the option to start a new bastion, perhaps building it amid the ruins of the old one. Very interesting.
Oh my god.
The character can...
For storytelling there.
Yeah. A character can give up their bastion anytime, releasing the bastion's hirelings and abandoning the location. The divested bastion is quickly vacated, eventually looted, and might even be burned to the ground. The character has the option of starting a new bastion elsewhere. So basically, if you don't give any orders, and this includes the maintain order, if you don't give any orders for a number of consecutive bastion turns equal to your level, essentially the hirelings will abandon the bastion if you don't maintain it. So if it's been too long before you've given it new orders, they're like, oh, your hirelings will just be like, where is the master of the house? They're gone. Okay, I guess we're gonna go too, and then they leave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah. No, for sure.
They're not getting paid to sit around.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And that, oh, by the way, if you die at level 5, well, not if you die, but like if you don't give orders for level 5 is where you get the bastion, the minimum number of time before your bastion actually falls by this is 5 weeks. If it's 5 orders. And if you're like higher levels, it could be up to 17 weeks, which is a very, very, very long time. So it might take a very long time before you have to come back to your bastion.
I think it's pretty good as well, because that doesn't put so much pressure on the player character in order to keep maintaining it. But just, keep in mind, but don't get overburdened by it.
Okay, so every time you roll, you have to roll a bastion event. So D1 to 9, you roll a D20, nothing significant happens, or you get attacked. You get a request for aid, you can get a magical discovery, all that stuff. Okay, so... A hostile force attacks your bastion but is defeated. Roll 66. For each die that rolls a 1, one bastion defender dies. It's a wonderful way of depicting that. Really, really cool. Okay, then magical. I want the magical discovery. Your hirelings accidentally discover or create an uncommon magic item. That's very cool. It can't be a suit of armor, a shield, or a weapon, and its magic is temporary. Its properties start to function when you claim the item and last until the start of your next bastion turn. Okay, so it's like a week. It's like a free magical item for a week. It's so cool.
That's cute.
Yeah. Oh no! Now we have spell updates. Ugh.
And I imagine this can also. Oh wait! Whoa!
Okay.
Hang on a minute.
Yeah?
Blade Ward's a reaction that imposes okay.
Yo! That's really cool. Okay. Acid Splash creates a 5-foot radius sphere that can affect any creature caught in it, and it's evocation instead of conjuration. The school change unites the spell with the sorcerer and with other direct damage acid spells. Chill Touch is now a touch spell, which makes sense because it's called Chill Touch, that deals 1d10 rather than 1d8, and it no longer has the rarely used undead specific effect. I'll tell you why, because it does necrotic damage, and I defy you to find a powerful undead that is not either resistant or just immune to necrotic damage.
Yeah.
Nah.
So instead, it just does it by itself.
Yeah, well,
it just does it
and it
also stops healing.
The undead it stops healing. Yeah, that's the big point.
Yeah.
The undead specific effect is that they have disadvantage on the save to stop healing.
Yeah.
But why? I don't know anyone who has used Chill Touch on an undead, considering it deals necrotic damage.
It only gives the disadvantage against you as well, so it's very like.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Friends now forces the target to make a save against being charmed briefly. Okay. Poison Spray has a range of 30 feet rather than 10 feet. That's big. Uses an attack roll rather than a saving throw. Also big. And it's Necromancy rather than Conjuration. Interesting.
That's interesting.
Okay. Produce Flame is now a bonus action. Yes. But the attack portion is still an action. That's fine. The range of the light has increased to 20 feet. And the range of the attack has increased to 60 feet. Beautiful. Oh, and the attack can now target creatures or objects. Incredible. Shillelagh now improves at higher levels.
Let's go!
Yo! It gives the option of dealing force damage. Yo! This is so sick. Shocking Grasp now shuts down opportunity attacks rather than all reactions. Okay. Oh, that makes sense. Okay.
Yeah.
Shutting down all reactions is too powerful for a cantrip. I agree. Especially for things like Counterspell and stuff. This cantrip has always been meant to provide a partial disengage, which it still does in this version. Like other lightning spells, the spell also no longer makes distinctions about whether the target is wearing metal.
Oh.
Okay. No.
Fair enough.
It's a bit of a nerf, but I understand. Spare the Dying is now a ranged rather than touch spell.
Oh, thank God.
And the range increases.
Because literally, why would you pick Spare the Dying?
Yeah, and the range increases
like
as you level up. The spell's now also on the Druid list. I really do enjoy Spare the Dying, but God, I'm so glad it's level 30.
Ooh,
True Strike.
True Strike is now an attack with a weapon that uses your spellcasting ability rather than strength. Ladies, gentlemen, theys, thems, others, please understand. Hold on, I'm going to zoom in for this.
That is
Are you ready?
Like...
Are you ready? People of the stream, True Strike has been buffed.
True Strike is finally useful.
Oh my God.
Wow.
It's now an attack with a weapon that uses your spellcasting ability rather than strength or dexterity. Damn.
Blade Singers. Now's your time.
Oh my God.
Literally. Oh my, yeah, Blade. Oh. Blade. Eldritch Knights.
To be fair, we need to read the ability.
Yeah.
But,
but still, I
can read it. I'm at it right now. True Strike. Casting time action, range self, duration instantaneous.
Yeah.
Guided by a flash of magical insight, you make one attack with the weapon used in the spell's casting. The attack uses your spell casting ability for the attack and damage rolls instead of using strength or dexterity. If the attack deals damage, it can be radiant damage or the weapon's normal damage type.
Oh shit!
And if you upgrade it, whether you choose to deal radiant damage or the weapon's normal damage type, the attack deals extra radiant damage when you reach levels 5, 11, and 17.
Oh my God.
That's OP as fuck.
The worst spell to literally one of the best fighting spellcasting spells.
People of the chat, people of the community.
They made it good.
True Strike is not only buffed, it's now slightly OP.
Just imagine it, as you mentioned, Blade Singer Wizard, Eldritch Knight, or Hexblade Warlocks.
Oh, Hexblades as well. Jesus, dude. Yo.
That's insane.
Yo.
Granted, they still only do one attack, but like it's a buff.
College of Sword Bards.
Yeah,
as
but
well.
it scales. It scales with a cantrip, so it's pretty much like extra attack.
I think bards, wizards, and sorcerers will be the most that benefit from this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe not warlocks because they attack. If you're a blade lock,
Pack blade is different. Yeah, exactly.
if you're a blade lock, you attack with your spellcasting modifier anyway. But
At least you
bard,
won't feel
because
terrible
this takes
picking
it
it.
won't
though.
really work. Okay, to be fair, it will work for Eldritch Knight because this is a cantrip,
yeah,
which is insane, by the way. But
bro,
like,
swords bard. Hello.
yeah, no, but they can't cast a cantrip with their attacks unless that's different now.
Eldritch
But,
Knight. Eldritch Knight will work.
Blade Singer.
Blade
can
Singer.
As well.
Blade Singer will be great. Yeah.
And
Oh
it makes
my
so much
God,
sense for
dude.
those two as well because of the whole thing, weaving the spell casting into your martial attacks.
Absolutely incredible.
God
So
damn.
Man.
that's all we have time for today. But all in all,
True strike.
probably I think this is the most excited I've been about D&D in years. The amount of versatility that this has added, the amount of flavor that makes sense for each class, the decisions that have been made make sense for each class and each subclass. It has bridged the gap between so many things. Spellcasters and marshals are slightly closer together now. It's addressed one of the biggest problems that I find with class-based tabletop role-playing is that you often find yourself restricted by your class rather than defined by it. And this has allowed you to branch out and to stay relatively broad while also still having a distinct identity in a class. And I do feel like this is also encouraging multiclassing very much. There's a lot of stuff that we've read here today that makes me think this would be perfect with this multiclass or that multiclass. It's a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful project, and I'm so excited for it to be released. Holy shit, dude. Some of those things made my jaw hit the freaking floor. Druids are so cool. They were already awesome. Rangers once again, prove why they've occupied such a special place in my heart. Fighters, hello? Fighters now have versatility in combat and out of combat. Weapon masteries, dude.
Yeah, not just
my
fighters
God.
to begin with, but all the martial classes to get that
Everyone.
mastery.
Everyone who uses weapons now has more options with weapons, which is something that we've ached for. OneD&D is setting up to be something that is going to make me more excited about D&D than I've been in recent memory, and I'm so excited for it.
But also the fact that they're expanding on some of the ideas with the downtime activities as well.
Yes.
I'm thinking so much right now that when I'm working with my campaign where I wanted to be set in a city, having the ideas for those facilities, like, it just helps so much to know what can a facility do, what can they, contribute, all that sort of stuff, I know a lot of people might feel like, having too many rules is a bit too bad, like, it gets convoluted and things, but if you make them clear, concise, as they have done in OneD&D, then having that many rules is helpful.
I agree. I don't even think it's that many. I just think it's...
No, it's not even.
I especially with the classes, I feel like that was very easy to read. It was incredibly non-convoluted. It was written in a way that feels very natural. As someone who is very aware, because I'm a foreign English speaker, foreign English teacher, I'm aware of all of the mistakes that a lot of people make when it comes to speaking English as not their first language. And this text that is contained here in that we've read today has been so friendly to that. I feel like one of my like more advanced students would be able to pick up on quite a lot of this, which is just fantastic. So yeah, I'm very impressed with this. Very happy.
I'm drawing comparisons to having played Pathfinder, which I like the fact that it also has the sort of depth and variety that you can do. But when I compare the ways that Pathfinder rules are written with the current OneD&D rules written, the Pathfinder rule written are so formal and so they're very precise, but they're very not necessarily convoluted, but formal is the word, which makes it hard to sometimes understand what is it that it's actually saying. And I think the fact that I feel like when they work the OneD&D things, the whole, I feel like they've had the goal of we're
Got
going
some
to
news
have
for
more
you.
rules,
A group of politicians and
but we're going it with a clear. They're going to be clear and they're going to be simple to understand, and it shows.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I agree, and I think I really like how the priority seems to be simplicity and new player friendliness, which is just it's just fantastic. So cool.
And also, there's a bit of modularity as well when you think about it. You know, with the resources they're starting to add into some of the classes, there are things that you can build up on with specific subclasses, like they did with the swashbuckler for Rogue, for example, and so on.
Like the whole addition of the Cunning Strike.
Cunning Strike
really
was so
cool.
good, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm such a
Gives
fan.
Rogue much more depth. Than this. Like I do 8d6 damage in the one hit.
Yeah.
There's
so much future proofing here that's impeccable.
Yeah. Oh, the future proofing is really nice as well. They've given a wonderful baseline for more building on in later years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still just want to play a brawler fighter.
Oh, that was one of the highlights for sure.
I want to play a fighter.
Honestly, yeah.
All in all, I don't feel like there's been anything that makes me go, this is a stupid decision. I have loved everything that I've seen, and I think there's
This makes sense, to be honest.
Yeah, everything makes sense. There's only one thing that I'm a little bit sad about, is that I really enjoyed the idea of condensing spell lists, but I understand why. I've never everyone's brushing her teeth. It should be noted. That needs to be made very clear. No, but you just...
Is it like brushing demonstratively, you know, looking at you? It's like,
no. Only part of her is appearing on the stream, and if you don't know she's brushing her teeth, it just... I just needed to be made very clear that she is absolutely 100% TOS brushing her teeth, TOS. And I'm very sad.
Funnel camera turn.
Oh, Jesus. I'm gonna show her this and she's gonna die. Oh, God. I did notice that at some points the camera was such a wide angle that you could just see her full face, which she doesn't often show. So there you go. If you look back in the stream at some point, you'll see her face. With that, yeah, like I said, all in all, decisions made have been have made sense. All of them feel like they are community-driven choices as well. Yeah. I do like that they explain that the community asked for this and asked for that. It's been great.
One thing I wish is that they did clarify though on the Arcane Primal thing why they didn't stick with that, because they only said it's gone.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
Maybe there's a Reddit post somewhere or an announcement about it, but I wish they'd have it in the Unearthed Arcana page itself as well.
Yeah. Any last?
I'm gonna go grab dinner. So if I don't catch you when you leave,
well, I'm about to leave now. So thank you for being here. I really appreciate that. Any last thoughts from anyone before we say goodbye?
Not in particular, no.
Excellent. Well,
Final Fantasy 14, critically acclaimed MMO, free trial up to level 70 now with Stormblood.
Stormblood.
Play for free, by the way.
No, I'm okay. He's gone. He doesn't get to speak.
I have one thing to say, and by the way, which is that go play fucking Baldur's Gate 3 if you haven't already.
Yeah, you should. You should absolutely. Bye, Duddles. You should absolutely play Baldur's Gate 3 if you haven't done already.
I still haven't gotten over the hollowness I feel within from it, and I would
feel,
do it again.
I feel
Jesus
empty
Christ.
for sure. For the last 2 days since our final stream, I've been riding my scooter to school, playing the credits music just in my ear constantly, and it makes me feel so emotional every time, dude. I
had the I Want to Live instrumental on constantly.
Yeah.
I don't want to do anything else. All I'm just sitting is thinking about the game.
It's wonderful. It's really wonderful. It's making me think about all the greatest moments we had, especially with the context of the end from the beginning. So like looking back with hindsight has been such a cool journey for me. I always do that when things end. It's really nice to look back and see how many cool memories we've made.
Yeah.
So, with that, and I checked the timestamps, by the way. We made it 140 hours to finish.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. My solo play was 180, but the stream game made it 140. Yeah.
Master...
keeping in mind-
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Just saying, keeping in mind that we also role played a lot through it as well.
Yeah, no, of
but
course.
you didn't do as many side quests.
We didn't do as many of the other stuff. Yeah.
That is true.
Yeah, there were a lot of potential like allies in the end that we missed and stuff. Anyway, Ash, what were you saying?
I'm just reading through some of the Eldritch Invocation stuff. Master of Myriad Forms, you can cast Alter Self without expending a spell slot.
What?
I think I'm back. I think that's normal.
Welcome back.
Oh damn! I haven't read D&D in ages, so that could be normal. But
There was
The
Mask of Many
invocation-
Faces, which was Disguise
self, but
Yeah.
alter self is a completely different thing.
The invocations list overall has a lot of changes.
Okay.
here and there, which is pretty good, but yeah, I don't think I have time anymore to go through.
Yeah, I'm gonna read
Yeah.
Warlock on my own time, right? We might come back
get
to
to
this.
sleep
For
now.
now, we're gonna wait for our Saturday stream. We'll vote, and if people
I'll see
vote
you
for
later.
tabletop again, we'll come back to OneD&D again. But I will be reading this in my spare time. I urge you. There are now 7 notes out. I urge you to go and consult them if you're a fan of D&D and you want to see where the game is going, because this is it. This is where it's going next. In 2024, this will be released at some point, and it will become the new standard for D&D. So if you want to play D&D,
will say-
if you want to get into it, this will be how you get into it.
Now there's no better time than now to get into D&D.
Ooh.
And also if you like Pathfinder, because they're doing changes as well because of OneD&D.
Yeah,
so like,
yeah,
if
absolutely.
you like that heavier stuff, it's also a great time right now. But tabletop overall,
Yeah, it is.
it's probably the best time right now to get into it.
Yeah, it really is a wonderful time to be a tabletop nerd for sure. And on that note, I shall bid farewell to you, lovely friends. Thank you very much for keeping me company this stream, and I will see you all next time.
Sleep well.
Goodbye. And for the rest of you who are currently here, let's do this the right way. That ends up our streams for the weekdays. We'll be back on Saturday. This is Memories of You by Lutz. It is now 1:47 in the morning. Here's me thinking that the stream was going to end a lot earlier because of there's no Baldur's Gate. But here we are. Thank you once again very much for watching with me and enjoying this wonderful content with me. I'm incredibly excited about the future of D&D and the future of tabletop. And this is just making me more and more excited to run the stream community campaign, which will happen hopefully soon. And with the invention of bastions, hopefully the bastion will be used very well to great effect, which I had a plan for. So with that, thank you all very much for tuning in. Make sure that you stay hydrated and that you are kinder to yourself than you are currently. It is 1:48 now in the morning. I will see you all in roughly 36 hours on Saturday morning, where we do it all over again. Take care.
Strong enough to try. I can't turn on